guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? We start the stream here. Yo, what's popping, guys? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so I know I said I wasn't really gonna stream today or really trade. I wanted to really focus more on commentary, and just get familiar with how price is moving. Maybe I do trade, maybe I don't. Maybe just for myself because there's a lot of pressure on me right now, guys. But anyways, coming to market open, guys, we have a lot of things going on. I'm gonna be using the indicator today, mainly, as you guys can see over here. So I just, like I said, I just kind of want to see how the market is moving. Like I just need to catch up with the way the market's moving, get a grip for the market and go on. So today, guys, like I said, I'm for the alert style today, I'm mainly just gonna try to do commentary. I'm gonna be showing the indicator on the screen. So if you guys do want to enter, obviously everything will always be on the screen as always. And yeah, so let's kind of see what the market is doing. All right, guys. So coming to market open, a little bit of a different open today. All right, we can definitely notice this because obviously we're seeing a lot more volume than what we usually see on normal days this week, right? This week has been pretty choppy coming into market open with not much happening. All right, now using the indicator, we can also see that we actually ended up just taking out a London low to the downside, and we are inside of a huge 5-minute fair value gap alongside a 15-minute fair value gap as well, right? So the usual game plan in this case would be, okay, well, we're getting a lot of selling pressure. We're kind of still getting a reaction based off the London low, but if we're able to, by the way, I'm gonna ignore these longs here that the indicator is showing. I'm not gonna suggest. I'm not gonna take them. The market just opened. Keep that in mind. But what I would be pretty interested in for a potential commentary or a setup to actually be worth watching would be to see if all of the selling pressure that we're getting instantly coming into market open, if we can hold it down below the London low and actually inverse this 5-minute bearish rally gap into the Asia low, which is what the indicator should be showing right now, just like that. All right, guys. Obviously, it's going to be switching from logs and shorts constantly because it's obviously working around the London low. You know, it's holding above it, holding below it, holding above it, holding below it. All right, guys. But we could definitely look into shorts very, very soon. Now, for longs, maybe not yet. All right, guys. But yeah, like I said, today, maybe for today and tomorrow, I'm gonna try to stick to my commentary style instead of just doing alerts. I feel like it's kind of just a lot of pressure on me right now. Obviously, the markets, I haven't been really able to get a good read off of them this week. So I just, like I said, I want to sit back, watch the market a little bit. Maybe I take a trade on my own if the setup looks really good, like with you guys, you know what I mean? But just in a commentary style, and see what the market really wants to offer here. All right, guys. But yeah, looking at the indicator, I kind of really like the way that shorts kind of really looks here. But yeah. Now let me kind of put out that I'm live on YouTube real quick. What's up, YouTube guys? What's going on? Hopefully you guys heard everything that I said as well. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be using the indicator today and just watching to see what it's able to catch and all that good stuff, and just kind of just get a grasp of what the market wants to offer. All right, guys. I really just want to see it. And then once I get more familiar with the price and a little bit more confident with it, of course. The indicator shorts for some reason kind of disappeared. Let me just mark it out here. But yeah, it seems like shorts is kind of holding here. So maybe I take it for myself as well. If it looks really good and all that good stuff. And if you guys like it, I actually really like the setup with the selling coming in. Like I said, I'm gonna stick to just doing a commentary type of style for the alerts today, but it doesn't mean that we're not trading, all right? And it doesn't mean that we're not watching the charts either. So yeah, if you guys do like this, I mean, we are getting the impulse below the inverse already and everything. So if you guys obviously want a good look to take this, you guys definitely can. Although it kind of is a little bit of late entry already. I'm sure you guys were paying attention beforehand. But yeah, the selling pressure is coming in really hard. Let me see. Oh shit! I forgot to put the screenshot. Hold on, guys. 1 sec. Yesterday, you guys don't understand. Yesterday, I was stressing so much because I just want to know how the market is able to catch, like how the market wants to move. You know what I mean? That's the one thing I want to see. So I just want to get familiar with it, pretty much. But yeah, we'll pretty much see. So pretty much what's going on this morning, guys, is at least from what we're seeing, is okay. so coming into market open on the 5-minute time frame, we're seeing that we're getting a lot of selling pressure coming into the downside, which if you measure this candle from top to bottom, it's about a 110-point candle, which I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's not really normal. We don't typically see 110-point candles, at least this week, in the 5-minute time frame. Right, so with all of the selling pressure kicking in, we saw that we broke below the London low and we're holding below it. And not only that, but we're also getting enough selling pressure to also hold below this 5-minute inverse of the 5-minute bullish fair value gap. Now, on top of that, we're getting so much selling pressure that we just try getting a pullback and we flip this candle from green to red, or at least we're trying to. All right, not only that, but we also have an Asia low about 50 points away from the inverse, making up for a good price target. So I want to see if the selling pressure is able to hold down with the momentum that it's having right now. So go ahead and shoot down into this Asia low for a potential, obviously, winning trade into shorts. All right, guys. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to watch right now. Now, obviously, some pullbacks are pretty, I want to say expected. Maybe not on ES. ES is not really doing much here, especially it didn't even take out a level of liquidity. But on NQ, I'm not really expecting too much of a pullback, but it is possible for it to happen because, I mean, we did just create a huge 110-point candle. So obviously, you know, it might want to retrace for a little bit into that imbalance before we see lower into that Asia. But there's no way that we shoot down 110 points to the downside and not take out that Asia low that's about 50 points away, right? So it's actually very interesting to watch. I'm watching it. If you guys want to look to trade it, by all means, it's right there. Just obviously just know the risk that we've been having this week. It's been a little bit messy. All right, guys, just so you guys understand. But for today, for me, I'm going to be watching. All right, guys. And if I really like the setup, if you get good red to greens, I mean, green to reds and everything, then maybe I take something on my own and just see if I can probably just maybe recover some confidence back too. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm just going to be watching for today. All right, guys. MC, can you post the setup? I did. I posted the setup here in setups to watch. Let me send it over to you. There you go. ES put me on that one. I don't really think ES is doing much though. From what I'm seeing, it hasn't really taken out any levels of liquidity here, so definitely NQ is the leading one today for sure. Especially with all the selling that it's getting, I want to say I'm pretty confident that we should be able to see the Asia. Especially if ES is able to start showing some weakness here, we should be able to dump down like crazy. Now, oh my goodness, look at that, green to red. So not a bad way to start the morning. Really hoping you guys are capitalizing off this move. Now, like I said, I'm kind of sorry that today, you know, I didn't really tell you guys to really enter like how I usually do. I just need you guys to understand my confidence is, you know, not the best today. Not the best today. But let me know if you guys ended up taking this trade. A lot of you guys are saying that you guys took 1K on eval, up $1,000. So not bad, not bad. So if you guys actually took this trade, not bad for you guys. I'm really, really happy that you guys were able to get something at least. I mean, $800 back beyond the week blast. Maybe not me. but yeah. Like I said, maybe if I take something, I probably wouldn't order it, but just doing commentary today, just so you guys can take something. But yeah, if you guys are green off this setup, then really, really good work, obviously. But yeah. Let me see something. Actually, yeah, the trade ended up going up for about 45 points. Not bad. What the heck? Hold up, guys. Give me 1 second. Now, if you guys took this and you want to move your stop loss to break even, you definitely can. Not a bad idea. The trade already saw its 45 point mark. So yeah. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. And there it is, guys. The price target has been hit. So if you guys took this trade, by all means, if you guys want to secure some profits, go ahead. All right, guys. Oh, shit. I put the wrong alert out. 1 sec, guys. points did we hit? Hold on, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna open up the chat in a second, guys. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. There you go. But yeah, man, I just need to see what the market how the market wants to move, like what it wants to do, for at least for today, and just get familiar with it, guys. But yeah, now what's it called? 1 sec, 1 sec, 1 sec, 1 sec. Now, how many? Let me see. Hold on. All right, guys, I'm gonna do a quick poll in the chat. Let me know how you guys are doing for now. If you guys took this trade idea, if you guys or were just watching it, let me know. I'm seeing a lot of you guys are up about $1,000. David, you just gotta not trade our trades so we can win. Well, I kind of took it a little bit. I kind of took it a little bit. I just didn't want to alert it, bro. Like I said, my confidence lately has not been, super good. So I'm just slowly trying to like gain it back just in silence. While obviously still helping you guys by not just focusing on alerts and just focusing on showing you guys some setups and just seeing how it plays out. But let's see. Okay, so it's like a 50-50. Some people didn't take it, some people still took it. I'm gonna try to be on for extra long today on stream, just showing you guys setups, getting familiar with the price, and just trying to learn something new as to what we've been maybe doing wrong. But not a bad start to the morning. I could definitely say that. All right, guys. But yeah, if you guys are still in shorts, I took a little bit of it as well, but just for myself. Just like I said, today's just gonna be more of a commentary type of thing. Um, but yeah. Are you gonna say anything? I mean, I showed you guys the setup. That's no, it's not, bro. No, it's not, guys. Oh my goodness, what the hell just happened, guys? What? Oh my goodness. Hold on. What the? Why did we just sell off so hard? Is anyone still holding this? For the people that took it, of course. Hold on, guys. Dude, we're dumping, bro. What the fuck? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. How much are you green? I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think I'm gonna get my payout denied. Yeah. Well, good. Yeah, obviously. Um. Okay. Blast. Why did the indicator erase the setup? I'm not sure. Thankfully we saw it in time, so I just marked it out manually. I gotta see what happened in the replay feature. I actually don't know why because the indicator was showing the setup, and then once I hit the entry, for some reason, I think it bugged out or something, and it just didn't register it. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm just gonna send a screenshot here. Yeah, I'm gonna get my payout tonight. Okay, let's move on to the next setup. Why are you gonna get denied? I broke the 30% rule a little bit. Just do some money. No. No, just get denied and just trade again. Hold on. And we're still dumping. Did you make your losses back? A little bit. Okay, and for the people that didn't take it, don't worry. Like I said, today I'm gonna take the day. Okay, but okay, I don't even know what to say honestly. Okay, how does that work when it happens? Okay, so if you break the 30% rule and you request, you're gonna get your payout denied, and they're just gonna tell you whatever extra profits you made on the day, just make it like back, like by actually trading. You know what I mean? Show the profits, bro. I don't want to, bro. The full port? No, I did. I sized a little bit heavy, but anyways, let me. It's just full transparency, I guess, bro. Um, let me show you guys. Okay, so wait, let me just catch up with everything. I'm gonna delete this since we're not really in shorts anymore. I'm gonna delete this as well. I'm gonna delete this as well. And I'm gonna delete this as well. Okay, so let me show you guys. Yeah. So once again, before I'm definitely gonna get my payout tonight. I definitely sized a little bit heavy today. For sure. Uh, bro, bro. All right, next setup. Next setup, bro. Um, no, I didn't. Okay, I didn't make 50K, bro. I mean, to be fair, guys, I was pretty red yesterday. As well. Remember, we took 2 L's. Nah, gender, bro. Bro, what are you doing, bro? Oh my god, bro. I thought 30% doesn't count after so many passes. It does. It always does. It always does. It just averages out. But yeah, anyways, okay. Like I said, guys, we're still gonna be going by the stream. I definitely feel like 1,000 pounds just got lifted off my. I don't want to show him any emotion because, like I said, I don't really find it fair because I didn't really alert today. Obviously, the one time that I try not alerting and just doing commentary, obviously we want to run 100 points. Obviously I didn't have that plan for you guys, but don't worry. I'm gonna stay on for extra long today. If I have to even work overtime for you guys today, I will because just because we got one trade, just because the price was moving. Wait, actually, this kind of just proved a million things. Should we have traded together? Alerted together? Yeah, bro. My bad for that, guys. It's just I hope you guys understand though. My confidence lately, like it's been killing me, bro. At least for this week. But it feels like 1,000 pounds just got lifted off my shoulder. I'm definitely done for the week, bro. But don't worry, guys. Today I'm gonna be working extra hard. Like extra long and everything. I'm gonna be giving you guys as many trades as I can today, or as many setups as I can to watch. For you guys because hold on, did I even? I think I did. Hold on, one sec, guys. No, I didn't. Fuck, hold up. Okay, I did. Anyways, I'm finna, bro. Okay. How late was your entry? I'm not gonna lie. I got a pretty late entry because I think it kind of dumped. I think I got an entry at I don't even know. Let me check for you guys. One sec. I got an entry at 7-Eleven actually. Yeah, I got an entry at 7-Eleven. No, JY, I don't trade 20 accounts. But no, guys, for those saying that I made 50K, I didn't make 50K. I mean, guys, to be fair, I was red like this entire week. Like I just kind of make the losses back and like maybe an extra like 1,000 or something. Gotta be the gnarliest break even, dude. Like I don't know whether to be proud of myself or disappointed in myself for oversizing a little bit. But yeah, dude, it's been a week, bro. It's been a fucking week. Well, you made it today, 100%. Well, we made it. I saw a lot of you guys saying that you guys flipped your weeks back from red to green. Are you guys doing good on it or no? This man David always figures out how to increase, bro. Uh, let me see. Nope. I saw some people saying it. I saw some people saying it above. But like I said, guys, today I'm literally gonna be working overtime, trying to like get to the bottom of this. So okay, so let me kind of close the chat in a second, just kind of just talk to you guys. Let me drink some water first. Hold up. Okay, so let me close the chat for a second. Now, first of all, huge shout out to the indicator. Well, to be fair, I mean, we could have caught this trade on our own too. I just want to kind of use the indicator today to see if it can kind of help us catch a little bit of a more setup, and it did. It really did. So that's a good part. Now, this today's market kind of proved to us everything that's been going wrong with our trading. It's not really the setups that we've been taking, more into the confirmations is what went wrong. So let me explain. So today, let me ask you in the chat. What did we notice today compared to Wednesday, compared to Tuesday, and compared to Monday? Momentum. Exactly. This proved to us all exactly what has been going wrong with our trades these last 3 days, or last 2 days, because Tuesday was green, to be fair. Just not as green as obviously Monday and Wednesday's losses. But exactly, you guys are saying it here, right? It's not really that NQ was really leading. Kind of it was, which is also a plus one confirmation. But we also need to keep in mind, guys, that today's volume compared to every single open has been crazy. Let's go ahead and compare it real quick. All right, guys, I did tell you guys that today was going to be more of a class session. To be fair, we already got the setup out of the way, which don't worry, I'm going to be showing you guys as many setups as I can today to potentially trade, obviously, as they show up. But yeah, let's get a little bit into this. All right, guys. Why did you say you're not taking a trade? Well, no, I never said I was not gonna take a trade. I just said I was gonna do commentary style. I said at the start of the stream, right over here. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. It's right here in the stream. But yeah, like I said, I'm not like really super proud of this alert because I mean I didn't even alert it as well. You know, but I did have my reasons. Okay, so let's kind of get a little bit back into this. All right, guys. And don't worry, for the next few alerts, I'm gonna do alerts. You know what I mean? Just today, I needed to gain my confidence back, and thankfully, with the commentary trade out of all trades, ended up being the one that ended up hitting. All right. But okay, let's get into this. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna close the chat for a second. Okay, so coming into market open today, guys, pretty much what ended up happening was, obviously, we got a 110-point selling candle. Did we get that at all this week? No, not at all. And that's exactly what's been going wrong with all of our trades that we've caught in the last few days throughout this week. Yesterday, for example, we had a beautiful setup. Like I said, in my opinion, I've been backtesting, especially last night, like crazy. And I've noticed that every setup that we've taken has been literally perfect. I mean, perfect confirmations, perfect bias, perfect setup, perfect fair value gap, and perfect price targets. We haven't been lowering our risk reward. We haven't been doing anything different as to what we've been doing for these last few months. Hence, all the winning trades that we've been getting, right? But what do you think? What do you guys think the issue was? Well, let's look at ES trades for the ES trade, for example. Yesterday, we were in a trade for what felt like hours, right? And unfortunately, we just ended up getting stopped out by a random selling candle just because it felt like it. Now, random selling candles or random buying candles or any candle that randomly goes against you isn't really normal, especially when you have all of the confirmations and bias lined up with your setup, unless price is very, very, very low on momentum or very low on volume, because any little given investor can just move the market completely. You know what I mean? Because obviously the market has no volume, which means that it can be manipulated very, very easily. And that's exactly what I feel like has been going wrong with our trades lately. We've just been taking trades in very, very low volume. Obviously, we're not really so used to taking trades in low volume, especially for these last few months, because the market has been moving so volatile until recently, right? And today kind of just proved everything, that pretty much all of our trades have been going pretty bad, mainly because of what seems like the volume. All right. So lessons to be learned here is kind of just, I need to be more aggressive myself on telling myself to stay cash, and just go from there. Like, stay cash when I know that the markets aren't good. Like yesterday, for example, we were inside of the ES fair value gap, the 5-minute fair value gap, for over 20 to 30 minutes, and then we inversed it by like a little tick, and then I entered, and obviously I got what had to come to me. You know what I mean, which was obviously get chopped out. So I kind of just learned my lessons here. Pretty much today, like I said, just proved it all. Because obviously, literally the same setup that we took today has been the same setup that we've been taking every single day this week. Yet today was the one that worked the best. And then these last few trades obviously have been working out because obviously of the volume. All right, guys. So yeah, I would say for these next upcoming days or maybe a week or so, I'm definitely gonna tell myself, if I'm even barely questioning the volume, I don't care if you guys want trades. I don't care if it can work out. If I'm not liking the volume, I'm not gonna take it. As simple as that, bro. Because, for example, yesterday, I was really looking at the trade yesterday. I'm like, bro, why the fuck did I take this volume? You know what I mean? Like, why did I take this type of volume into this trade? Although the setup was perfect, we had a DOL sweep on NQ, we had a DOL sweep on ES, we had a buying pressure, a little bit of buying pressure, like more of a buying trend on ES, not the best buying pressure, but we had it. We inversed the fair value gap. We had room for higher, and everything just lined up super bullish. Yeah, I took it with low volume, hence the fake out that I ended up getting before the trade ended up playing out. For those that don't know, let me show you guys. Right now, for those on my YouTube, because or actually for those in the premium as well. So you guys remember the trade that we ended up taking yesterday, right? The one on ES, the longs here, right? The one, this is the one that I'm talking about, right? The one that we were stuck inside of this 5-minute gap with like we were stuck in it for like 20-30 minutes, right? Well, let me show you guys, right? Look at this. Low volume, just nothing in these candles, right? And then just chop all around. Obviously, we ended up getting stopped on this trade, you know, because we took it, we got a little bit of a pump, then chop, and then just a random sell-off because of low volume. Well, check this out, guys. Next, literally, what, 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, look what happens. And what does this tell you in the markets? Well, it's pretty much just unsureness in the market. Like like nothing is being stable because there's no momentum and very, very low volume, which kind of just tells us that no buyers are in control and no sellers are in control. Just random price happening whenever it feels like happening, which is not the way that you trade. This is more or less like gambling. All right. So pretty much I want to consider not all of them, but most of the trades that we've taken in these last few days more of a gambling type of trade, because we've been trying to trade low volume, even though the setup has been there. Think about it as educated guessing or educated gambling. Because I mean, look at this. This is not normal. Like, there's no way that we take a 10 out of 10 setup, it stops us out to the exact wick, and then it pumps up literally 2 minutes later into our price target in one candle. This is gambling here, right? So, like I said, lesson. I guess the saying is lesson to be told or something. The lesson that I've learned from this case is if I'm barely even questioning the volume, I'm just not going to take the trade. I don't care if I'm missing out on promoting a good trade that we caught or anything that we caught. I don't care. I'm just going to stay cash. Because today, for example, the price action, I mean, if anyone in here looked at the price action, it looks like it's like a no-brainer. Like, we're selling off 110 points. We're getting an inverse. We're holding below the London. The selling pressure is insane. It's a no-brainer. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm definitely going to consider these last few trades that we've taken bad on my end. I'm going to keep back testing them to make sure that everything is, you know, I really learn everything from it. And hopefully you guys do it too. You know, obviously you guys hopefully are paying attention. But yeah, it was definitely the volume. Because once again, how come the trade that we took today ended up playing out, but not the one from yesterday, even though the setups that we took were identical? Volume. You know what I mean? No volume, no trading from now on. Well, I've always done it like that. Just, I guess recently, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I really don't remember the last time I had a cash day. Like a day where I've looked at the markets, I'm like, I'm not trading today. I don't remember the last time I've had one. Because obviously, you guys have to understand, I'm sure that all of us were super used to trading every single day recently because the markets have been so good every single day for the last 3 months. Can we all agree on this or not? You know what I mean? Can we all agree on this? Literally since November, every single day has been over 100 points. So obviously, none of us are really used to seeing the market and be like, oh, but we're chopping right now. No, it's probably just a little bit of slow momentum until we spike up, and that's what I was kind of thinking this week, and obviously it went against us. So obviously the market, I guess we can all say that the market definitely has humbled us for sure. And you know, obviously we always learn our lesson, and here we are bouncing back. All right, at least some of us. Obviously, like I said, today I'm going to be working extra overtime to make sure I give you guys not I don't want to see as many alerts as possible, but I definitely want to help you guys, or at least take advantage of today's market since the volume is very, very good, to try to give you guys as many good setups as possible to see if you guys can obviously recover this with me. All right, guys. Now, obviously, for those complaining and everything, saying that the alert sucked today and everything, well, obviously, like I already said, my bad. I really said I was gonna do commentary today. Like I said, I'm not really super proud of today's alert, or not really alert, of today's setup. Although it did work out, I love the setup in general. I just don't like the way that I kind of called it out. I don't really like saying, "Oh, guys, the indicator final setup, let's go take it." I don't like saying that. I actually like, kind of writing my commentary and everything, and even telling you guys when I get in. But just with today, I need you guys to understand that my confidence lately has been like on the floor. Like, me alerting a trade is just, I'm not gonna sound even confident in my voice. So this setup here, although it wasn't the best way to alert it, I do agree with you guys saying in here that you guys didn't like it. It's just my way in sacrificing at least one alert to kind of gain my confidence back, because now I feel like 1,000 pounds has been lifted off my shoulder. You know what I mean? So definitely, I know maybe some of you guys aren't happy with it, but I'm sure I can make you guys happy with the next few alerts. So don't worry about that. I just needed this to kind of gain back my confidence. I'm sure if you guys were in my position where you guys are streaming to over 600 people live, you guys will be doing the same thing and kind of hesitating a little bit, especially after a few losses, in these last few days. So hopefully you guys can understand on that part. But if you guys ended up paying attention and actually seeing the setup that we were watching, it was pretty self-explanatory on where to enter and how to take the trade. I mean, it's as obvious as looking at where you should enter, stop loss, and price targets. You enter here off the inverse, and that's pretty much it. It's not that hard. All right, guys. But like I said, I don't really ever do alerts like this. It's just when I really need to. So for the next few alerts, obviously, I'm going to be doing text alerts like I always do, like when I tell you guys when I enter and everything, and then we go from there. All right, guys. I just need you guys to understand that today was not, not my best day in terms of confidence. All right, at least at first. All right, guys. But yeah. Anyways, let's get back to the charts here. So now that we kind of had like a little mini class here, and we finally identified what exactly has been going wrong with our trades. Obviously, we're going to keep a very, very close eye on the markets and just making sure that we really take advantage of this volume. So obviously, I'm going to be trying my best to give you guys as many alerts as I possibly can today, or as many setups to watch as I can today. So you guys can take advantage of this volume and hopefully turn your weeks back from red to green, at least for the people that are still red on the week. Because some people were telling me that you guys somehow flipped it. Obviously, I'm assuming you guys size as heavy as me and gender here. But if you guys flip your days from red to green, or your weeks from red to green, then that's beautiful. All right, but if not, don't worry. I'm gonna give you guys my best work today. Like, I'm gonna make sure I take a full advantage of today's market, especially that today's market seems like it's the best market compared to all of them on this week. All right, so yeah. Now let's kind of get a little bit of an understanding here. No more talking, no more yapping. Let's kind of just get an understanding here as to what's happening in the market currently, because I know as I've been talking, the market has been selling off like crazy. So let's kind of get an idea here. So obviously, we can see that today we have done nothing but sell off to the downside, right? Okay. Now, on top of that, I'm assuming that every single candle on the 5-minute time frame is over 40 points, which is a good sign, which creates a lot of setups for us, a lot of fair value gap setups, which is right over here, 60 points currently, right? And if you mix 2 and 2 together, we can also see that we've taken out the Asia, the external, and another external to the downside. So eventually, we might be able to expect a reversal very, very soon. All right, and if we can expect a reversal around this area here off of mainly 571.75, we should be able to sort of get more of a bullish bias. Obviously, we need a little bit more buying pressure in these two or next candles that we start getting. But if we're able to get enough buying pressure into this inverse, we can for sure start looking to try some longs off of this 5-minute bearish inverse from a bullish bias if we hold it up for the next 10 seconds, hopefully, and potentially look to take longs. Please don't inverse. Yeah, come on, 5 seconds. We're going to look to take longs into the multiple fair value gaps that we have here, maybe even high of day here. Maybe like this. And the indicator is also finding this literally the same exact setup. So if anything, I'll just leave the indicator on. But yeah, guys, so what we can look to do here is, as long as price is able to hold below, above this low, this low and this low here, with enough buying pressure, hence red to greens, and so on. This just constantly shows us that buyers are constantly gaining aggression and trying to step in, right? And that will give us the inverse with an impulse, hence the volume, into this inverse right over here. So obviously, if you guys are watching, you guys can obviously be paying attention here. And then you could look to target a few price targets like this. Oh my God. Like I can't even finish my sentence before the chart even pumps up. So like I said, guys, today is definitely a day to take advantage of the markets. Let me know if you guys took the setup or not, or if you guys are taking it. But anyways, let me finish talking here. So yeah. So right now with the bullish buys with red to green, pump, impulses and everything off this inverse, obviously longs look like a no-brainer. Obviously, if you entered, you should have already been in. Don't be looking to enter up here. But if you guys were paying attention to the indicator, it gave out yet another setup right over here off this 5-minute inverse right here. So if you're looking to take this, obviously look to target a 1-to-1 risk reward, which would be at 654, about 10 points away from where we're at right now. And then look to have your second price target at 676.25. Then look to have your third price target at 730. 730.25, and then look to have your final price target at the London high at 818. All right, now we did see a little bit of green on the trade, so I don't know if you guys took skills or not. I mean, we did see a little bit of a 1-to-1 there. If you guys wanted to take skills or not around that range, you definitely could have. And ES is really not doing anything, although it is holding bullish though. It's not really getting too much of a reaction. That 1-to-1 was quick. Let me know if you guys took this setup. Let me kind of do a poll here. I don't want to say unfortunately. This setup kind of played out literally before I even finished my sentence. So hopefully you guys are paying attention to the indicator and also to the chart that I'm screen sharing. And let me know if you guys ended up catching this setup. All right, I'm gonna do a quick poll here, guys. Let me know if you guys took this one. I was having the indicator on the 15-minute. No, remember, we're on the 5-minute. We're on the 5-minute. This is a 5-minute setup, not a 15-minute setup. This is a 5-minute setup, not a 15-minute setup. You caught 30 points on longs. Yeah, it's about to hit the price target, guys. Oh, it hit it. It hit it. So if you guys took longs, wait, let me see how many people took it. 30% of you guys, well, at least 30% of you guys that voted took it. But if you guys ended up taking this setup, like I said, today I'm only doing commentary, guys. Today I'm only doing commentary. But if you guys ended up taking this setup, it's up about 35 points into a 1-to-1 risk reward. So if you guys are in longs, obviously look to take some skills around this area because obviously the trade is holding pretty green around this range. All right. Not bad for my eval. Not bad, bro. Not bad. All right, guys. But yeah, like I said, just for today, we're doing commentary. All right. Like I said, I made it very, very clear that today my only goal was to kind of identify how price wants to be moving for these next few days, just so I can get an expectation of, what to know for this type of market. And then obviously, we go from there. All right. Plus 849 on my eval. Not bad, bro. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah, let me see. And price, there it is, guys. So PT1 pretty much hit here, guys. So if you guys ended up taking the longs, 676 ended up getting hit here. We're now inside of a huge bearish value gap on both. Just a 15-minute time frame for now. We are approaching a 5-minute time frame above up here. But yeah, guys, we're pumping. So whoever took these longs, guys, you guys are banking. All right, guys, 771 on my PA. Not bad, not bad. Bro, how is it that the indicator is really performing better than us this week, bro? Like, I don't get it, bro. Oh, man. That's the good thing about an indicator, bro. No emotions. It just shows you setups no matter what. You know what I mean? Oh, and by the way, for the people... Wait, hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on, one second, guys. One sec, guys. One sec. One sec, guys. There you go. Okay, what was I gonna say? I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Shit. Maybe it wasn't important. Let me see. When the indicator, when the volume is right, the indicator does not fail. That's what I'm saying, bro. And the same thing goes with our strategy, bro. Like I said, we already learned our lesson. Today I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was kind of mainly focusing on doing a class, and just seeing like reviewing trades and seeing what went wrong. But honestly, we didn't even need to review the trades that we've been catching lately. Although they didn't work out, we all know that the setups that we ended up taking were good. Like these setups were confirmed and everything. It's just the volume never lined up. And like I said, today pretty much proved our point right. All of the volume that we've been getting in the markets, it's just been garbage to a point where no matter how good your setup looks, you're gonna get stopped out. And today, like I said, it proved our point. Today we got a 110 point push down off open into an inverse, and look at how it played out. And then look at this. The volume still looks active. Look at the points per candle. 79 points, 52 points, 58 points, 46 points. Every single candle has volume, and look at how every single setup is working out. Do you guys see what I'm saying, bro? Do you guys see what I'm saying? David, you seem to only be alerting the trades that go into profit. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? I literally put out two stopped out trades yesterday, bro. What do you mean? Anyways, bro. Anyways. Next question, bro. But yeah, hopefully you guys are learning pretty much as I am today, because I know that I'm the one that's on stage, and I'm the one that's like showing you guys the trades and kind of just calling them out, kind of like commentary as well. But hopefully you guys are learning just as much as I am, because today kind of just blew my mind away. Like you will be surprised as to how much of a key thing volume actually is. And today, like I said, literally proved our point. I mean, I'm new here. Can you give us a quick view on how to use the indicator? I promise you, bro, it's literally plug and play. You get the indicator, you plug into your chart, and whenever it finds the setup, it will just tell you where to enter and where to exit. That simple. It's delayed? No, it's not. You probably just have delayed data on your chart. Let me see. David, no hard feelings on your trade. We need your confidence back. Congrats on the big. Thank you, bro. Like I said, guys, I get it. For the alert bots in here, at least, not for the people for the people trying to learn. Obviously, you guys are getting the best of the best today. I know that because I'm even learning as much as you guys today, especially with the volume. Like I'm literally blown away. But for the people that are only here for the alerts, obviously I know you guys aren't the happiest with the way that we kind of executed our trades today, because obviously I didn't say when I was in and the whole 9 yards. But it's just for today. Like I said, today I'm only focusing on doing commentary. And that's it. I need to understand how the market is going to be moving lately, because obviously it hasn't been moving to the way that I've been expecting. So if you're not happy with it, then do as you please. Obviously, I can't really control it. But like I already told you guys what's going to happen. Just for today, I needed to do commentary. I literally said it a million times yesterday. I need to understand how the market wanted to move. And today pretty much told me everything. Just lately, it's been too choppy. So whenever we notice chop, avoid. You should have did commentary on Friday. It's not Friday though. It's Thursday, bro. Come on now, bro. Or are you saying should I do commentary on Friday? Are you green on the week? Yes. I'm not the happiest with the way that I executed this trade, because I did kind of oversize it a little bit. But we made it work. What do you say? I did 25, but I held all the way down. Okay, David, do you think there are different strategies for different? Oh, 100%, bro. What? A million percent. Guys, okay, look. Let's say, for example, right? By the way, whoever showed, I can't really read your name because I have streamer mode on, but whoever's up $415 in your account, and especially with everyone that's taking the trades and everything, guys, huge shout out to you guys, man. If you guys are making the most out of today's market, although we're not really learning, at least you guys are paying attention to the commentary, which shows me that you guys are at least learning something and obviously paying attention. You know what I mean? Is it still a good time to enter this trade? Well, no. I mean, it kind of hit the price target, and we're inside of a massive 15-minute bearish rally gap. So I would, if you didn't take longs yet, I would probably just avoid for a little bit and wait to see a little bit more of a reaction based off 676 and whatever reaction we get based off this rally gap here. All right, guys. But yeah, if you guys are using the indicator and you go on the 15-minute time frame, the only setup that it will be showing will be this 15-minute gap. But if you guys go on the 5-minute time frame, you guys will see multiple fair value gaps. One down here, the 15-minute gap, one up here, and so on. All right, guys. All right, let me see. Yesterday on the ES trade. Well, remember, we took two, right? You said, let's see. Let me kind of open up the chat here so you guys know what I'm reading. Okay, let's see. Yesterday on the ES trade, shouldn't we have avoided it? Since we already took out a major high when the market opened up at 6994. Well, yes, but temporarily. Remember, the whole reason as to why we didn't take longs off open yesterday was because, yeah, we took out the liquidity at 6994. But the thing is, after we took out that liquidity, do you remember how we sold off back down into the liquidity to the downside, and then we pumped back up? So remember, with my strategy, the way that I identify my bias and my everything in the market is based off the given reaction for the most recent level of liquidity taken out. So coming into market open, we took out 6994. Let's say, for example, we dump down from 6994 and we take out 6980, right? And then we pump it back up. What would your bias be in this case? Would it be bearish because we took out 6994, or would it be bullish because we took out 6980? Well, it will be bullish because we took out 6980 because we took out 6980 recently, right? After 6994. So your bias will be based off the most recent level of liquidity taken out. So yes, temporarily coming into market open yesterday on the ES trade, you should have been bearish until we hit the downside liquidity. And then depending on the reaction from the downside liquidity, if we pump back up, you would be bullish. All right, so hopefully I answered your question. All right, my man. And if you want, I can show you a visual representation if you want me to do that. All right, let's see here. Sorry, Blast, but what did you say about identifying volume? Was this candle size mainly? Because yesterday we did get pretty decent impulses. So I thought the setups were good, just very unlucky. No, yesterday we did not get any impulses. It seemed like we got an impulse, but if you look at the candle, it literally impulsed like 2 ticks, which is obviously not enough. I tried to make it enough to get a good entry, but it wasn't enough. It really wasn't enough. But yeah. So the way that I like to identify what's it called, volume on these trades is average the last 5 to 10 candles in the market, and if they're more than 30 to 35 points, it's good volume. But if each candle is averaging 15 points, 20 points, 10 points, obviously on average these candles aren't moving, so you shouldn't be trading. And that's exactly what we've been doing wrong lately, at least for this week. You know what I mean? We've been trying to trade markets where it hasn't even been moving, and then we question why our setups, even though they're perfect, they're not playing out. You know what I mean? And like I said, today literally proved our point. Today we took the same exact setup that we've been taking 4 times in a row this week, and today it played out, right? And what was different? Well, we had momentum, we had aggression, and we had volume. So it's not that we were doing anything wrong chart-wise. We were just entering trades that we shouldn't really have been taking in the first place. All right, David, what's the next setup? Let me check it out for you. Okay, so next setup. Okay, so once again, guys, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm only doing commentary trades today. So I'm going to show you guys what setup we're watching. I'm going to show you guys where to enter. I'm going to show you guys what to expect. If you want to take it, by all means, take the setup. All right, just for today. Just for today. If you guys don't like it, do as you please. I'm not going to be, I'm literally going to stop stressing about you guys, bro. Or at least about the people that are constantly complaining, whether it's green or red. You know what I mean? Do as you please. All right. Now, looking at the 5-minute time frame, or you could do the 5-minute time frame and the 15-minute time frame in this type of setup. Obviously, if you guys are in longs, feel free to hold it. If you're not in longs, let me show you guys the next setup. All right. Using the indicator. Actually, I'm gonna turn off the no, I'm not gonna turn off the indicator. What I was gonna tell you guys. Okay. So obviously, right now we are bullish as hell. Why are we bullish? Well, let's go ahead and see. Well, right now, if you zoom out of the chart, we can see that we're taking out the Asia low down here. We're taking out the external low down here, and we went ahead and took out the low at 571.75. We're currently working with 3 drawn liquidity sweeps right now, giving us an extra bullish confirmation. Obviously, as long as we're able to hold above all of these highs, all in one go. All right, now, as we go on, and if price able to continue pumping, what we can potentially look for is, let me delete this because it's not a level of liquidity. What we could do is potentially look for an inverse off not only the 5-minute time frame setup over here, right? But we can also look for a 2-in-1 setup off an inverse from the 5-minute bearish rally gap and the 15-minute bearish rally gap over here. You look to, and by the way, the indicator is already finding the setup. It's been finding the setup. All right, so that's a good sign. So you guys know exactly where to enter, so you can be prepared and maybe not complain that you didn't see this trade in time. You know know what I mean? So what you could do here is look to inverse maybe around 774, and you can look to have, if I'm not mistaken, a 1.25 point price target. Right, so if you're obviously risking 35 points, you're looking to make at least 45 points on this trade with PT1 at the London high set. All right, guys. Let me see. Hey, bro, Martin, have a good one, bro. And you too, bro. You too. To be honest, commentary doesn't feel as confident as when we're all taking trades alongside you. How you gain your confidence back. Also how you size on your US. I noticed you size more heavy than NQ. All right, let's start off with the first part of this question. If you feel like the commentary trades don't really feel as confident, remember, guys, the whole point of commentary trades, for the most part, is so you guys can at least learn to trade on your own using the strategy. Obviously, I'll be there to guide you guys and obviously show you guys the setup and everything. But if you feel like you still don't feel confident enough to take your own trades and you still want to take the trades with me, you don't need to take them. All right? Sure, it sucks. Maybe the trade that we put out with commentary worked out and you're getting a little bit of FOMO. It happens, bro. There's always going to be another setup. But yeah, if you just don't feel like the commentary trades are confident enough for you to take on your own, like you don't like the setup or you just don't feel confident because I'm not taking it or whatever, you don't need to take it. You really don't need to take it. But yeah, that pretty much answers that. Now, I've noticed that you size heavier on ES, and that is completely true. And for a very good reason. Guys, let's say, for example, you size 7 on NQ and you size 7 on ES, and they both have the same exact movement to its exact level of liquidity. In which one are you making more money? On NQ. Because NQ moves more aggressively. You're getting more points for your contracts, right? So on ES, since it moves way slower and it doesn't pay you as much as NQ, you should be sizing heavy to have the same amount of risk reward as you would if you would have taken a trade on NQ. For me, I've noticed that if you size double than what you usually size on NQ on ES, you should be making more or less the same amount of risk reward on that trade. So for example, if you do 10 on NQ, how much should you be doing on ES? 20. If you do 7 on NQ, how much should you be doing on ES? About 15. And so on. If you do 20 on NQ, which, you know, that's kind of heavy, you should be doing about 35 to 40 on ES. And I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, guys, it's really not, especially on ES. Because once again, ES doesn't move as much as NQ does. So if you want to be making at least the same amount of money as if you would be trading NQ, you would ideally want to be trading ES with double the contracts. But yeah. Request, please just don't talk during entry time so we can focus. Are you talking to me or are you talking to the chat? I mean, dude, I'm just doing my job, bro. Because if I don't say anything during the entry, then like just don't join the stream. Like, because if I don't say anything during the entry, then you guys are gonna be saying, "Oh, but dude, you didn't say anything during the entry." Like, what? Does the indicator work for Mac? Yeah, the indicator works for your phone, Mac, Windows, anything, bro, anything. Now, when you're teaching through the entry, well, that's the whole point of commentary. If you feel like it's kind of distracting, then just lower my voice, mute me, or just don't join the streams. David, how you feeling? Dude, I'm feeling like 1,000 pounds got lifted off my shoulder, dude. I could just call it a week and just, I mean, literally a month, bro. Yeah, like, okay, that question, but by all means, I get it. You're in the message and everything, bro, but I didn't really understand that part. Now, I just think you misunderstood me. Maybe, maybe. Because remember, bro, at the end of the day, bro, I'm just doing my job. You guys are here to learn and also make money with me. So obviously, I'm showing you guys entries, showing you guys setups, and also showing you guys what to expect, how to take them, and why we're getting them in the first place. I mean, what did bro size to 25 contracts? But I held all the way. I held for like 100 points. Can you explain SMT a little bit? 100 million percent. So SMT is a super simple concept. All right, and there's, by the way, guys, in the meantime, I know that I'm kind of teaching you guys. Obviously, that was the whole point of today's stream. I wasn't even planning on even giving you guys a little bit of commentary at least. But the whole point of the stream was to do more of a class in education. So while we wait for the next setup, which is ideally NQ longs, off this 5 and 15-minute inverse up here, let's go ahead and kind of catch up with a little bit more of education here, right? So someone is asking, can you explain SMT a little bit? Now, like I said, SMT is a very simple concept, right? If I can find the top of this chart. Okay, SMT is a very simple concept. Let's say, for example, you have NQ and you have ES, right? You have NQ, you have ES, right? Okay, All good, all good. Right? Let's say, for example, NQ has a level of liquidity up here, while ES has a level of liquidity maybe, up here and maybe down here, right? Pretty much what an SMT is sometimes, okay, so NQ and ES, they're known to follow each other. Why? Because they hold the same amount of companies in their thing, right? For example, they hold Nvidia together, they hold maybe Tesla together, they hold maybe AMD together, right? So when these stocks are making all the same movement, NQ and ES are going to be making the same movement as well, right? They're like brothers, they follow each other, right? So in this case, let's say, for example, NQ one day is pumping up, quite hard. It seems like it wants to take out this level of liquidity, but it looks like it has some sort of resistance. But if you look back at the chart, like there's nothing holding it back. It's just chopping in this range. We don't have a fair value gap holding us back. We don't have a level of liquidity holding us back. We don't have anything. It's just struggling to hit this level of liquidity. But then you're like, okay, well, why exactly are we getting held back here? And then you're like, okay, well, let me see what ES is doing. And then you notice that ES is trying to sell off to a downside. Like it's stably like kind of doing like this, but it's like constantly getting some lows here, right? This is an SMT. Kind of think about an SMT, we all have siblings, right? Or at least most of us, I would assume, right? Our siblings, although we're like blood related, sometimes we get into fights, right? I mean, it's life, it shit happens, right? Think about the same thing here, right? And Q and ES, they're siblings, and sometimes they get into fights, right? One thing wants to go up, one thing wants to go down, right? So typically when this happens, there's really no winning here, in my opinion. There's really no winning here because one thing is trying to go up and the other thing is trying to go down. They're fighting each other to see who wins, but at the end of the day, no one really wins because all it does is create unnecessary chop. One thing keeps trying to break up to the upside, and one thing keeps trying to break down to the downside, right? So once again, pretty much what an SMT is when one thing is going against the other one. The trend you might notice on NQ might be bullish, and the trend on ES you might notice that might be bearish, right? My best scenario in this case to tell you is there's a few ways you can go about it, right? Let's say, for example, you have a long setup for NQ and you want to trade it into this liquidity above, right? But you notice that in the meantime, you have ES holding you down, but it's right next to a level of liquidity to the downside. What you could do to actually get a little bit more confirmation behind your trade is let NQ pull back a little bit. And with this NQ pullback, what this is telling you is that ES is probably selling off, right? Let ES take out the level of liquidity that it's nearby, right? And once it takes it out, let it pump up a little bit, show you some buying interest off a DOL sweep, confirming a bullish bias now from ES. And also remember, we always had a bullish bias on NQ. And once you notice that both NQ and ES are kind of starting to kind of like make up for that fight and start getting its own, like the same bias, you might notice that NQ might start picking up on a lot more buying pressure. And now, since ES took out the downside liquidity and NQ never had the downside liquidity, but it has upside liquidity that wants to take out, and ES also has upside liquidity that wants to take out, you might notice that both ES and NQ start pumping up a lot more, which will let your long setup on NQ start working out. All right, guys, this is the best way to go about an SMT divergence. Now, let me know if I'm going too fast for you guys to review or if I'm going at the right speed. You guys let me know. All right, guys. Now, another way to kind of notice is if you notice, a lot of the times, like I said, SMT divergences cause a lot of unwanted chop because once again, NQ trying to go up, ES trying to go down. No one knows how long this fight is going to last. And all it's going to do is stop everyone in between. All right. Think about two giants fighting, right? Two giants fighting in a small town, right? They're giants. So they're fighting and they're going to be kind of stepping all over the town, destroying everyone and everything. Think about it like that, right? NQ is the giant of the stock market. ES is a giant of the stock market. They're fighting. Imagine what kind? Longs? Wait, what? Are you pumping? No, we're not pumping. All right. Anyways, yeah. Think about them as giants, right? They're fighting. They're destroying the place. They're stepping on everything. That's exactly what's going on in the stock market. These two are fighting. One wants to go up, one wants to go down. And everyone that's either in longs or shorts, they're going to be getting stopped out because we're going up, we're going down, we're going up, we're going down, we're going up, and we're going down. All right, guys, that's an SMT divergence. So for the most part, for me at least, yes, sometimes I use SMTs towards my advantage to get an extra confirmation into the setup that I really like. But for the most part, if I notice that price is chopping, and I see that ES and NQ are going against each other, your best bet is to avoid until both of them start lining up with each other and start picking up on the volume. All right, guys. But what is David talking about? Two giants fighting? Well, it's the best way to kind of give you guys a visual representation of what is actually going on. I feel like with these, like, I guess you could say silly, like, examples, it really helps. At least it would help me. You know what I mean? Because if you think about NQ and ES fighting, they're not a physical thing. But if you think about like two giants fighting, you get the point, right? I would imagine so, right? I mean, at least I would understand it in that case. Did the Giants make up at the end of this? Yeah, bro, they made up, bro, and they lived happily ever after, and we pumped up into the price targets. You know what I mean? But yeah. Let's see what we got here. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question on how to identify the S&T divergence. Now I know I got a little bit too into it, so my bad for that, guys. But yeah, let's go back into the charts. Let me catch up with all of the questions that we have here, right? Especially why we still wait for longs here. Right down here. Yeah, we're still waiting for longs, by the way, guys. Okay. Someone said here, Taxki said, been in here for a year. I love you, and bro, much love, by the way. And I'm aware of how you rock it. But when you do commentary and the entry passes while you're talking about other stuff, big picture and etc., don't comment on the entry. I find it distracting. That's all. The thing is, when it comes to commentary, I kind of don't comment on the entry on purpose. I want you guys to learn how to enter on your own. That's the whole point of commentary. So as the setup is working its way down, or maybe even giving you the entry, I'm explaining to you guys what to expect from the setup, how to trade it, what to target, where to place your stop loss, and so on. Obviously, sometimes, keep in mind, for example, for today's trade, the entry happened in 0.3 seconds. It was very fast. So literally, as I was explaining the setup, it just seemed to have happened. I can't control how fast the market moves, and the market definitely won't pause because it's like, oh, but David is explaining my setup. Let me just wait for him. No, it's going to happen. All right. So if you feel like it's distracting, I mean, you can always temporarily leave the call, or maybe you can even right click on my profile picture and just temporarily lower my volume, or maybe even mute me until you get the entry. You know what I mean? Or at least if you feel like you know what you're doing, you know what I mean? But yeah. Now let's see here. Jasper is saying, why did the indicator delete the short today? I'm not sure actually, because it never got stopped out and it was holding the short, like it was showing you guys the short until it gave out the entry. I don't know if it bugged out, or I don't know. I have to look into that with Hanif later today, and we'll see how to fix it. By the way, guys, speaking about the indicator, we're gonna start working on a new update. A very, very highly requested update. A lot of you guys have been asking, what's it called? A lot of you guys have been asking to add notifications to the indicator. Now, what do you mean in notifications? Well, you guys know sometimes, let's say, for example, you're on a run or you're at work and you can't be on your phone, and you guys might see that sometimes in the futures alert channel, I say, hey, I'm in NQ longs at this price, with this price target, the stop loss, right? We're going to try to code it onto the indicator. I don't know if we're going to do entries like, hey, the indicator's in longs at this price, you know, whatever. Or if it says, hey, the indicator is finding a long setup. Open up the chart and find out what it is. You know what I mean? So we're going to work on that. I know a lot of you guys are going to be super excited for that. For example, let's say, for example, right? You notice that the indicator took out a level of liquidity and is currently sweeping it. We're going to find a way to have it send a notification to your phone or to your laptop or to your computer or whatever you're trading on, saying, hey, we just swept 25,590 DOL with a bullish bias. All right, guys. I feel like this will allow us to at least chill out off the charts for a few minutes. You know, some people, maybe you guys are very busy in school, at work, running, biking. I don't know what you guys are doing, bro. And you feel like you might need to get off the charts for a few seconds, and you feel like you're scared of missing the move, so you constantly need to open it. We're gonna work on a way to, whether you have the indicator on or off, like hidden or not hidden, it's gonna send you notifications. It's gonna auto send notifications on the setup. And it's going to tell you, hey, we're currently sweeping a level of liquidity. Pay attention. Hey, we're forming a fair value gap. Hey, we're approaching a fair value gap. Hey, the fair value gap is being inversed. You know what I mean? We're going to try to work on it. Like, we're already starting to work on it now. But yeah. Do you think the Giants are bullish or bearish? Right now, pretty bullish, bro. At least for now. I mean, I don't know. We're kind of getting a little bit of a fair value gap projection here. But we're probably just retracing into this 5-minute gap here, if you were to ask me. David, they can just set alerts on TradingView when the indicator marks the entry. You can, but not everyone really knows how to do that. And I feel like you need a specific level. I feel like with the indicator, based off every little given movement, it can tell you exactly what's going on. So you don't need to be on the chart for it to tell you, hey, we're selling off. Hey, we're sweeping liquidity. Hey, we're pumping up. Hey, we have a bullish bias. You know what I mean? I feel like it would just be extra. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're going to add an option to turn it off and on if you feel like it's bothering you. But I feel like it will be very, very helpful, especially for me, because I catch myself doing a lot of errands all the time, and sometimes I really do want to open the charts for the PM session, but I can't. So notifications can actually even help me as well. You know what I mean? So yeah. What do you think about shorts at 25,615? Oh, you're talking about the inverse. Um, honestly, it would be hard because you're going to be inversing a fair value gap with a bullish bias. Remember, you're working currently with a bias off of 571. So if you're looking to take shorts off this inverse, you're going to be taking shorts with the bullish bias, which could potentially just be a pullback until we go below 571. You know what I mean? What's the reason it sold off? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You know what I've noticed, guys? Let me be honest with you guys. I've noticed that, okay, you guys know, for the weekend, I always tell you guys, hey, it's going to be a crazy week because of this, these events happening, blah, blah, whatever, Trump speaking, whatever. I've noticed that the dates that we expect that are going to be high in volume, for example, we have 10 a.m. news, PMI news, home sale news at 9:45 or whatever. I've noticed that days with no news moves so much better than days when we have 10 a.m. news. Always. I don't know why. It should be the other way around, right? News drives volume, volume drives good trades, right? But I don't know. I'm not sure. I've noticed it throughout these last few months that anytime that we have a 10 a.m. red folder, the market always moves like shit. Before, during, and after the news. Always, 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 always. And then when we have days, for example, look at today. Look at this week, for example. Monday, we got stopped out. Why? We had news. We had PMI news. Tuesday, we had no trades. We got a good winning trade on ES. Yesterday, we had PMI news again. Losing trade. Today, we had no news. Winning trade. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know what that case may be. I mean, maybe it's a coincidence or maybe, whatever. Hold on, let me catch up. Someone here said on YouTube, will you ever trade SPX? No, do not ever trade SPX, dude. Just trade SPY. If you're going to do options, just do SPY. Shorts? Maybe not yet. I don't think shorts are really ready yet. I get it. We're selling off and everything, but even if you do end up getting an inverse here, which I don't know just yet, it's kind of like a 50-50. I don't really think that shorts should be the case because like I said, we're still holding a bullish bias from 571. So I would just wait until we hold below it and then get a reaction based off that and then go off that. I mean, David, I got my first payout, and now all that's been happening is me blowing evals. I haven't been able to pass an eval since my last payout, and it's so frustrating. I assume most people go through this too, but what should I? What should do if we're going through this right now? Well, obviously, don't beat yourself up. This week has been rough for all of us, right? Obviously, we're all slowly but surely gaining everything back. Whether you guys are back during the week or maybe catching the today's trades, for example, and maybe gaining something back, we're getting back. But yeah, I'm sure we can all agree this week has been very, very rough on all of us, right? So if you feel like you've been blowing evals this week, don't beat yourself up. I mean, the market conditions have been rough. Hopefully today kind of wakes up the market to kind of start moving a lot more. And by the way, tomorrow we do have NFP. All right, guys. Tomorrow we do have NFP, which will be crazy, right? We know that part. NFP is kind of like a baby CPI. Think about it like that. All right. So if you guys want to trade NFP, by all means you can. It's at 8:30 a.m. EST tomorrow. All right. But yeah, Chris, if you feel like that's like you're struggling this week, don't blame yourself. We've all been struggling. Obviously, now we're trying to slowly make a comeback here. But we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. All right, bro. Like I said, just for today, I needed to sacrifice today for not alert, but gain my confidence back, and that's exactly what we did. How do you determine how much volume is enough to take a trade? Okay, so first of all, we kind of implemented this into the indicator. Let me see. Let me make sure. Yeah. Okay, so we kind of implemented this into the indicator, but let me show you guys exactly how the indicator thinks. Same way as to how I think. All right. In my opinion, okay, grab an average of candles, right? It could be 5 candles on average, 10 candles on average, 7 candles on average, whatever candles on average you want, right? Whatever number you feel like fits for you, I would grab all those candles, measure every single candle from top to bottom, including wicks, and depending on the amount of volume that we have in these candles, it should tell you if the volume is good or not. For example, let's say you grab the last 5 candles on average. On average, for the last 5 candles, we've had a 15-point candle, this candle was kind of aggressive, a 40-point candle, a 40-point candle, a 32-point candle, a 30-point candle, another 30-point candle, and a 28-point candle right here. On average, we're averaging about 30 points on average per candle. Is this good volume? In my opinion, yeah, it's pretty decent, right? So obviously, the higher this average number is, the better the volume is. The lower the number is for the volume, the worse volume is, all right? In my opinion, there's no specific way as to, by the way, we're getting an insane retracement here. I don't know if anyone took that, but the indicator, for some reason, or not for some reason, the indicator is still in long. So whatever given setup we get around this range, it's not going to display, unfortunately, because the indicator is still reading its long setup that it's been in. But we kind of got a retracement here, which I didn't even notice. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, that's kind of how I average these candles. So grab a handful of candles, average out every volume behind it, like each point behind it. And depending on what number you get, for me, if it's more than 35 points, it counts as good volume. It's about 30 points. It's decent volume. And anything less than 30 points, avoid. All right. Surely you just use the ATR for that tick volume. I mean, you could. I'm pretty sure ATR is an indicator, right? It stands for. Dude, I used to use it before. I used to use it for my stop loss when I used to use options. When I used to trade options. I forgot what it was called. I used to use it. I know I used to use it. Hold on, let me see. ATR, where is it? I used to use it somewhere. Is it technicals? Average true range. That's what it stands for. Average true range. That's right. Right here. I used to use this. I remember. But yeah. Let's see. Fourth trade up 1300. Dude, you should probably call it a day, bro. Not rough with you, Blast. You made it all back to relax. Why always so stressed? Because, bro, I don't know, bro. I feel like I always try pleasing everyone, bro. That's where I really mess up, bro. I need to learn to just maybe. Though I don't think the word is not care, but you know what I mean. Maybe not stress as much. You know what I mean. Everyone will have the days. You know what I mean. Whether we get a good trade or a very very good trade, I feel like there's always gonna be that one person that says, "Oh, can you find another one?" Because I didn't take it, and I try finding another one. That one doesn't work out, and then I'm stressed out all of a sudden because I want other trades to work out. I don't know, bro. For me, I know there's a lot of you guys in here that maybe you guys have your own side hustle as well. But for me, bro, with my businesses and everything, I need to make sure that everything always lines up perfectly, bro. I need to make sure that like everyone's getting the most value for their dollar. You know what I mean, bro? Like, because look, when it comes, okay, look, when it comes to at least the trading space, there's a lot. Okay, I guess you guys can argue I have a course or a community, but I sell something, right? Obviously, I sell a Discord, right? And obviously, you guys know, at least, you know, for the people in here, that I put my all into this Discord. I get it. You know, like you can call me as a guru because I'm selling something for a Discord or whatever. But you guys know I try my absolute best to give you guys my best work. I'm as transparent as possible. I try to give you guys as the same results as possible as I can, that I get, so you guys can secure payouts. And it works. It works. I mean, shit, look at the payout channel, for example. Look at this. We have a payout literally every single day of the week. Every single day. Payout. Obviously, I'm not saying that I'm the reason for these payouts, but obviously, I'm sure if you've taken a trade with me or there, it's definitely helped you get the payouts, right? But the thing is, when it comes into a trader Discord, there's a lot of doubt. So I always want to make sure that everyone is getting, because obviously you guys know with these Discords, sometimes they overcharge $1,000 for a simple supply and demand course. You know what I mean? And sometimes it doesn't even work. So for me, I like to make sure that everything that I'm displaying, okay, look, when I tell you guys, like, okay, look, I'm all over the place right now. Hold on, let me. Okay. So in the announcements, you guys know how I'm always super hyped up. I love to show my work. I like to show the results that I've been getting. I'm always super transparent. For example, I will always show when I'm in a losing streak and all that good stuff, right? I will show everything, right? But I always hype up my wins and everything, because I just want to prove to you guys, or I want to prove to those that are willing to join or just maybe checking it out, that we're not like others. You know what I mean? Like I want to make sure that my work is perfect, and I want to make sure that everyone is succeeding with it to prove that it actually works. So when I tell you guys, react in the announcement channel. When I tell you guys, post your profits over in the profit channel, this helps me show you guys that everything I'm doing is actually working. Everything that I'm teaching is actually being like, the knowledge is being like consumed and actually getting results from it. You know what I mean? So dude, the reason why I stress so much is because I don't like to see everyone green and there's a handful of people red, and then they go in the chat and say, oh, but I'm red. And then people see that and they're like, oh, but nah, this guy must be BS because these people are red. You know what I mean? I always stress about that, bro. So when it comes to my businesses, and this is just the way that I think about my trading Discord, when it comes to my business, bro, I always want to make sure that everyone is green, which is why you guys notice, let's say, for example, today, I caught a green trade. I'm up 5.4K on the day on every account with one commentary trade. Most people would have called it, but obviously not everyone was able to catch a trade. So I went ahead and stayed on for a little bit longer and gave you guys another trade, right? But sometimes I can be green on the day with a good winning trade. And some people say, hey, I'm getting FOMO. Can you catch another one? I'm like, shit, like, I want everyone to be green. Let me try to catch another trade. I try catching another trade. It doesn't work out. And then I start stressing out, even though I'm green based off the alert that I gave out. Maybe you're red. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like damn, bro, they're red because of my fault. And I just start stressing out, bro. Like, I'm all over the place. And I don't want to say I don't know, bro. I don't know how to say it, bro. I just like to be try to be as perfect as I can with all the stuff that I do. For example, dude, in the announcement, I could just send a screenshot with like, oh guys, hey, we caught longs, whatever. We joined the premium. You know what I mean? No, I even take the time to make it look perfect with all the graphics. I take my time to take every screenshot. I try to fit everyone in here. You know what I mean? I look through all the profits. I react to you guys. I congratulate you guys for the profits. I just want to make sure that everyone is having a good experience with the premium. And obviously, if I see one person having a bad experience or another person having a bad experience or maybe not green or whatever, I stress out because although hundreds of you guys may be green, a few people being red can really tilt me and be like, oh, damn, like maybe I'm not giving him my all. You know what I mean? And like I said, I know I get it. A lot of you guys in here are going to be like, but dude, you're too caring, whatever. But I'm sure a lot of you guys in here maybe have a business and you guys are probably just try to be just as perfect as I try to be with my business. You know what I mean? For example, I have a friend, he does sim racing rigs. And bro, with my sim racing setup, I had a little bit of a problem for some time where my monitors are turning off after every game that I was playing. And dude, he would not stop texting me, bro. He'd be like, dude, like, let's fix it. And bro, he's literally like me, bro. Like, he tries to be as perfect as possible with his business. And I feel like that shows a lot for a person and for a person that's selling something. You know what I mean? So I try to be like that, bro. And like I said, I'm not really looking for anyone to say like, oh, but dude, it's okay. No. I promise you guys, no matter how many times you say it's okay, I will always stress. It's the way I run my business. At the end of the day, bro, I like to say that the way that I care about my business so much is the reason why we're so big right now as a community. I mean, shit, every single day we're getting more and more people on these streams. Shit, bro, like a few months ago, we were averaging 400 people on stream. Now we're averaging 800 people on stream. You know what I mean? So obviously, I feel like the more I need to have care. You know what I mean? Pretty much. So that's the way I work. And I feel like I get it. You guys can say, oh, but dude, don't care, whatever. But the second that I stop caring is the second that you guys will start noticing less quality in these streams, less energy, less trades, less everything. So obviously, I don't want you guys to have that. And by the way, I love what I do. You know what I mean? I've always been, I don't know. I feel like for me, and I feel like for a lot of you guys, when you kind of, I guess you could say, quote unquote, make it, like, dude, I don't know if you guys know this, but my history, bro, I came from nothing. And I know I get it. A lot of people say that, as a relating gimmick or whatever. But no, I seriously mean it, bro. Like, my family came from Cuba, and for a good portion of my life, I lived in an efficiency. So the fact that I was able to make it with trading and everything, bro, I never want to go back to where I was at, bro. Never. So, dude, I feel like the way the like, and my mom always raised me to like always work and like, always be like on top of shit. So the way that I work, bro, I always have to make sure that I'm giving them at all, so I never go back to where I was, bro. Never. I never want to go back there. And I know I get it, the payouts and everything, it adds up, and I've been saving my money and everything, but you never know. You know what I mean? Dude, I could be a millionaire right now, bro, and I still will be doing the same amount of work, the same amount of stress, and the same amount of quality in my work, bro. Always. Let me see. Guys, this is all lies. David is a trust fund baby. All right, bro. But yeah, no. And hopefully this, it relates to a lot of you guys, because I mean, shit, if I could do it, bro, from literally nothing, then I'm sure you guys can too. You know what I mean? Obviously, as long as you put in the work, I mean, shit. Anyone could be like, oh, but dude, David, you're just like a good trader. You just have it given to you. the thing is, I don't show the stress and all the pain that I've gone through throughout these last 5 years of me obviously learning on my own because I couldn't afford any courses when I first started trading. Losing all my money because obviously I couldn't afford any mentorship or any help or anyone to really help me. And all that stuff. So obviously, when I'm trying to do this type of work for you guys, even though I get it, some of you guys are always saying, "But dude, David, you only charge $10. Like when you raise your price, you're gonna start getting a lot more quality in people." But dude, a big reason as to why I'm always constantly doing discounts so often is because obviously it's anything that I do for you guys in here is what I would have wanted when I first started off. All these videos, all these streams, all these discounts. You know, I mean, obviously, I would love to for all the work that I get that I put into this Discord and into the community. I would love to at least make something back, which is why I charge for the premium. You know, I mean, $10. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, even if you like the product or not, it's not gonna be the end of the world with a $10 loss. You know what I mean? If you didn't like it, which hopefully you guys love it here. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's only $10. So I feel like it's what I would have wanted as a kid, or not as a kid, when I was younger, like 15 years old, but when I first started trading. It's what I would have wanted. You know what I mean? Someone guiding me, someone trading live, someone showing profits, someone showing entries, someone showing everything. You know what I mean? And yeah, so that's why I do it like this, bro. Everything that I do for you guys is what I would have wanted when I was a kid, and or not a kid. I keep saying kid. When I was 15, 15, 16, when I was doing trading at the time. And yeah, so that's why I give it so much here, into this Discord. So when you guys say don't care about it or don't stress about it, it's kind of the way I was raised. This is kind of the way that I like working. As much as I complain about it, I know I say, oh, but guys, you guys give me so much pressure when it comes to losing trade. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I like it. You know what I mean? I hate it, but it's like a love-hate type of thing. Because I hate it because obviously it's stressful. Like, dude, I can't sleep at night. I lose my appetite, you know, because there's so much stress, so much pressure. But at the same time, it motivates me to do more. Like when I get these losing streaks, I'm sure you guys notice, you know, when we're winning, you know, whatever, when we get on a good winning streak, it's get on, take a trade, you know, talk a little bit and get off for the whole day. But when we take a loss, you guys notice I'm always typing things. I'm always typing things in the like I'm being transparent. I'm showing you guys everything. I'm doing extra backtesting sessions. I'm staying up extra long. I'm making sure I learn everything. And I just feel like more motivated to do more work with you guys. You know what I mean? To make up for the losses and get so much more in return, which is why, look at the time. It's already 11. We already caught 2 winning trades. And I'm still trying to give you guys more trades. You know what I mean? And then we're reviewing and we're doing so much more things. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro. So in a way, yeah, losses suck, but in a way, you always have to look at it in the long run. At the end of the day, bro, if you guys look at your P&L calendar, depending on whatever broker you guys are using, if it has the P&L calendar, if you guys zoom out, you guys will see November, green, December, green, every single day, green, 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 green. January, green, 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 red, green, red, green. Right? If you zoom out, guys, it's only 2 losing days. Sure, it sucks. We oversized. We took a little bit of a loss, whatever. But zoom out, bro. Like it's not the end of the world. And I always try to tell myself that it's hard to kind of recover and be like, it's gonna be okay and everything. But realistically, bro, I mean, guys, we always bounce back, bro. I mean, shit, look at today. We literally made everything back and more for this week, or at least some of us. I know not everyone caught it, but you guys might. All right. Like it just proves that you can recover. You know what I mean? You can make it back. So yeah. Bro, my bad for yapping so much, guys. I got too into this, bro. Does Trader have a calendar? Yeah, but not the calendar you're thinking. It's kind of just like select the day that you want to see your P&L and it'll just show you the number that you made. That's about it. It doesn't have like a calendar, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, let me see. I feel you. I took the last 2 weeks off work to start the new year off right, and I went yesterday and picked something up. And while I'm dreading going back, making trading work and putting in everything I have. Yeah, but the thing is, bro, guys, a big misconception about trading, bro, and the one thing I blame, the one and only thing that I blame is social media, bro. You see these people saying, "Oh, guys, today I made 40K and I'm not really feeling anything. Like it's okay, you know what I mean? Like whatever." And yeah, guys, today I made 20K in 5 minutes and I went in my Lambo and went to the beach, bro. That ruins everything for you guys, bro. Because the thing is, take it from me, guys, because I want to say that I'm obviously I've had my people around me like Karabi, Lonto Trades, for example. These people really made me the man that I am today with my trading, because you know obviously we hold each other accountable. And when I first started trading, I want to say that I'm kind of self-taught, and I'm here to tell you guys, trading is exactly how school is, bro. It's not like, okay, let's say for example, you want to become a doctor, right? You don't buy a course online on WAP and you know you review one channel out of like 20, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm ready to be a doctor. No, it takes years of college and money. Think of trading the same way. Trading is not something you could just get into because it's not technically school, and you get it overnight. No, guys, it takes just as long, if not longer, to master than school is. And by the way, when it comes to trading, look, for example, yesterday, right? Yesterday, for example, a lot of you guys were saying, by a lot, I'm a handful of you guys, like what, 3 or 4 of you guys were saying, David, it was nice knowing you, bro. I'm quitting trading. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? We took 3 losses in this week. It's like, dude, if you can't handle 3 losses, then trading in the first place was really just never meant for you. You know what I mean? Look at the chart. I'm looking at it. Don't worry. I'm looking at it. But yeah, like trading was just never meant for you in the first place, dude. Yeah, I get it. You joined when we were in a winning streak, and you're winning and winning and winning and winning. And then the second that something super little wrong happens, you quit. Like, bro, come on now, bro. You were never meant for it in the first place. I mean, I don't want to sound like a douche or anything, but it's just, if someone has to say it, you know what I mean? Someone has to say it. And yeah, dude, like with trading is the same thing as school, like college, for example, or like, I don't know, whatever, university. You know what I mean? Like you're, for university to become a doctor or a lawyer, you gotta pay a shitload of money, right, to get the education. In the markets, although it's not a school, right? How do you learn? Out of pocket. You have to lose money to learn. For example, this whole week we've been losing money. Not, like we had one winning trade on ES, which was beautiful, but the other trades, it was a loss and a loss, right? Guess what? We lost money. Today, what ended up happening? Well, we learned our lesson, and we noticed that these last few trades have been just weak price, just very, very weak price, and we've been trying to trade it when we know we shouldn't be trading it. Today, we had aggressive price, and we learned our lesson. We learned that, yeah, this whole week, it's come to a conclusion that, yeah, all of our trades have been, our setups have been good, but the volume hasn't been up to standard, resulting in a weak trade. And then today, the volume was up to standard. Our setup was up to standard as per usual. We always look for the same thing. And guess what? It worked out for over 100 points. Not once, but twice. So, like I said, guys, think of the markets as school. You pay out of pocket by losing your money in the markets. But guess what? Let's say, for example, you pay 40 grand to go to school to learn finance, right? To become, I don't know, what's a $40,000 course in school? I don't know, finance, right? For example, you have to learn finance. Just because you paid $40,000 out of pocket to go to school does not mean that you're going to master finance, because you're not paying attention. All right, you can go to class and be on your phone playing Clash Royale with your AirPods on in class while the guy's teaching, but you paid $40,000, so it justifies that you should be learning, right? No, it's not how it works. And by the way, guys, no longs yet. I mean, we don't even have a fair value gap yet. Plus, even if you took longs off this, even if it held, you would have a 30-point price. Not good enough. All right, but yeah, back to what I was saying. By the way, guys, yeah, we're still waiting on the setup. So I know I'm yapping a lot, but we're still waiting on the setup. But yeah. So think about it the same way in the market. Yes, you're paying out of pocket. You have to lose money first to learn. But if you're losing money and losing money and losing money and losing money and doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over, taking the same weak trades, taking the same trades in a choppy market, I mean, dude, you're asking for it. You're not trying to learn your lesson. That's the problem. That's what a lot of people don't really understand here. Because for me, I always tell you guys, yeah, I know, I get it. It sucks. We're starting a losing streak, whatever. It's horrible. But trust me, guys, I'm going to review the markets. I'm going to back this. I'm going to make sure that we get to the bottom of this. What did we do today? Boom, we're back on track. You know what I'm saying, guys? So you need to understand, guys. You need to, I know I'm yapping like crazy right now. I'm getting super sidetracked and everything. But I hope you guys are at least taking something out of this. You know what I mean? It's called tuition. That's really what it is in the market, guys. Like, I can't stress it enough, man. Take it from someone that I try to be as genuine and as transparent with you guys. I'll always show you guys when I blow an account. I'll always show you guys when I take a loss. I'll always show you guys the trades that I take. There will never be a time that I'll take a trade and I'll never show you guys. Even at 1 in the morning a few days ago, I told you guys, I'm in NQ longs. At 1 in the morning. I don't have to be doing that. You know what I mean? But I want to be as transparent as possible. And I'm telling you guys, if I'm able to be transparent as possible, at least take this from me, you're going to lose in trading. So please, at least for the people that were saying yesterday, like, hey, I'm going to quit trading after we took 2 losses, please just give yourself at least a year to try this out, win or loss, bro. Give yourself at least a year. You know what I mean, bro? Typically in a year, you should at least be able to gain somewhat of more knowledge. And look, for example, right? Look, let me show you guys something, right? A lot of you guys, I get it. You guys are adults. You guys aren't in school. But when you guys were in school, let me tell you guys, all right? I get it. All of us in here hate math. Math is hard, right? Hear me out here, right? Or at least most of us. I know some of you guys in here may be an engineer or whatever and love math, right? But for example, right? I'm sure you guys have heard, in movies or whatever, like, oh, dude, I hate math. I can't stand it. But look, have you guys ever had a favorite teacher in school? right? And you guys love the way that he or she teaches, and you actually find that subject enjoyable, right? Because you're learning something, right? Think about it the same way in trading. Sure, it sucks losing money, but you're gonna enjoy trading even though you're negative on your account, right? You're still gonna enjoy trading because you're learning from it, and you know that as time goes on and you start filtering out these mistakes, you're eventually gonna get it. Same way it goes in math, same thing goes in English, same thing goes in everything. You gotta make mistakes first. You're not gonna get it at first, but as time goes on and you keep trying constantly, obviously by failing and failing and failing, obviously I'm sure we're all kids. Our parents told us, hey, if you fall, get back up. You know what I mean? Get your ass up. You know what I mean? Or at least if your parents weren't like, too nice. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm sure you guys get the point. Like if you fail, get up, try again. You fail, get up, try again. Sure, sometimes if you fail, you might be on the floor like a little bit, hurt or whatever. That's what happened to me yesterday, right? We were taking some loss. I felt destroyed, but you got to get back up, bro. You got to get back up. And look, today, take me for example, right? We took a good trade, over 100 points, and we made it back. You know what I mean? You got to get back up and keep trying. And the one thing I'm going to tell you guys is, yes, we're going to start up another losing streak. There's no avoiding it. There's no avoiding it. I don't know when it's going to happen. Maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe next year. Who knows? Right? But it's going to happen. You can't avoid it. And you just have to be prepared for it and learn to accept it and learn what you did wrong. Go from it and then just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You know what I mean? David yesterday said, what do you full port today? I didn't full port. I didn't full port. Trust me, bro. I did size heavy. But the reason I made so much money is I sized a little bit heavier. But I also didn't take scales. I held all the way down for 100 points. So if I took scales, I would have probably been up like $1,000 on a day, or maybe like two high 1,000s, low 2,000s. But I held all the way. Let me see. How many contracts is Blast usually buying, and how many accounts is he trading? I'm usually buying about 7 to 10 contracts on average, and I'm usually trading 10 accounts at a time. All right. 25 contracts is pretty crazy, but good shit. Yeah, but remember, I have a built-up buffer, bro. I will never. I promise you guys, I'll never set an example of me trying to gamble. Not bad. Gamble my account all in one trade. I'll never set that example. As much as I would love to do that, to hopefully make everything back. I mean, I'm sure we've all been there. I will never do that on stream, at least. I don't want to set that example. You guys don't understand how many times I've wanted to take longs, even though there hasn't been a setup. And I literally force myself not to, because I know that if I take longs randomly and you guys are watching me, you guys are going to be like, oh, but David, what do you take longs from? And I'm be like, I kind of just felt like longs were going to play out. No, that's not how you trade. I can't be setting that example. You know what I mean? ES longs look good. I don't really think ES has been moving today. Yeah, I would learn your lesson from yesterday. Learn our lesson from yesterday. Do not trade ES in this type of momentum, bro. Definitely not. Definitely not. We learned our lesson. All right, bro. In fact, we learned a lesson. Let's not trade ES in general. I get it. We might get a good trade here and there, but it's not very fun. ES is not my favorite. Love to hear your voice back, bro. Yeah, bro, my energy's back. I mean, I'm telling you guys, bro, yesterday stream, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm looking at these longs. Like, bro, it's like I had 1,000 pounds on my shoulders, bro. Like, I was so stressed. And once again, I know you guys are saying, oh, but dude, who cares? Like, it's whatever. You guys need to understand, I don't really think not everyone can get on stage, screen share their charts, try to say what they're thinking in front of over 800 people. It's a very stressful thing. So obviously, sometimes if my energy doesn't really sound like it, it's because I'm stressed. You know what I mean? It's very hard. It's very hard. 50K. No, but I'm not actually up 50K. I'm probably up on the week, maybe like 1.5, which I'll take it. I'll take it. It's so much better than red. We know, bro. That's why we don't do it, bro. Leave it up to me, bro. Leave it up to me, bro. Ending the week red by like 200, bro. That's good, bro. Bro. I get it. Look, I get it. Yeah, you're ending the week red. $200 red, bro. We can make that back and like 5 times more in one trade, bro. It's fine. It's fine. I'm telling you guys. Just trust me. Just trust me. I get it. Sometimes we mess up, but it's part of the process. No one is perfect in this market. Not even robots. Not even the algorithm from banks that banks pay billions of dollars for even have a 100% win rate. I mean, bro, we got it, bro. You'll be fine. And that goes for everyone in here, man. You guys got it, bro. I promise you guys. Let me see. David, yesterday you said that your shot wasn't working in a current market conditions. Were you specifically referring to low volume? Yes. When I say market conditions, it really all comes down to one thing, and that's volume and momentum. There's a normal market condition where we're moving 30 points on average, 40 points here and there, whatever. There's a high market condition, which is 70 points, 70 points, 50 points, 70 points, 80 points, 100 points per candle, which we all know it's typically known as a Trump market. And then there's low volume markets like yesterday, for example, which don't move at all. So obviously, in fact, I feel like most strategies out there don't work in low market conditions, like slow market conditions. I mean, obviously, if you're a scalper, 30 seconds in and out, 1 point in and out, whatever. Yeah, low market conditions can really work for you because, hey, you're not entering off crazy volume, but you're entering just enough with enough volume to get you a quick trade in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. You know what I mean? Simple. Right, so everyone has their own strategy. For me, I feel like my strategy works best in a normal market. I'm able to get my 1-to-1. I'm happy with it. I scale, break even. That's it. You know what I mean? So yeah, yesterday's market and what's it called? Yeah, yesterday's market was the choppiest one this week. It just didn't fit our market conditions. And guess what? Guess how it ended? Very choppy. You know what I mean? But yeah, started my EVA on Monday. Bro, you're good, bro. I promise you, bro. Once you start getting more consistency, hopefully the market picks up a little bit more after NFP tomorrow. We should be able to make it all back. We should be able to pass it, bro. By the way, if you're on evals, by the way, for everyone in here, in fact, if you guys are on evals and you guys want to trade, you guys want to pass them on one trade, just trade NFP tomorrow. It trades like CPI and it goes in one candle, so it's in and out. It's either you pass your account, you blow it in one go. But yeah, when does the stream end? Oh wait, I don't want to skip out on BC Cakes. A question, my bad. Blast, can you explain MSS? 100%. It's super simple, super simple. But before I do that, someone said here, when does the stream end? Honestly, kind of whenever I run out of topics and trades to talk about. So for now, I mean, the markets are kind of slowing down. I'm sure we can all notice it. So we kind of want to kind of skip out on this type of market currently. But whenever I finish, whenever you guys are done with your questions and I feel like there's not much more to talk about and there's not much more to do in the markets, I just get off. Right. So once again, I'm green on the day. I could have been off 2 hours ago. You know what I mean? An hour and a half ago, I could have been off. But no, I want to make sure you guys are at least getting your value for your education, your trades, and everything. You know what I mean? But yeah, anyways, someone here said, can you explain MSS? 100%. MSS is such a simple concept. What does MSS stand for? Market structure shift. I know, I get it. That sounds like, a big word. You know what I mean? Market structure shift. What the hell does that mean? In simple terms, market structure shift means the market structure, the market trend is shifting. It's changing. Market trend changing. Market structure shift, market trend changing, right? In simple terms, right? So how do you know how to find an MSS model? Super, super simple. Mix an MSS model. Can you explain on a real chart? 100,000,000%. Let me find an example for you. MSS model. Here we have an MSS model. Actually, we had an MSS model not even that long ago, a few minutes ago. MSS model. Okay. What do we have here? All right. Looking at market open. All right. Actually, let me go all the way back here. Actually, is my package here? My package is here. No way. No. Bro, guys, I have a package for FedEx. The guy came to the front of my house, stopped, and kept driving. Bro, no way, bro. I just got edged, bro. Anyways, okay. No, wait, hold on. Is he making a U-turn? Bro, I've been waiting for this package for the last 2 weeks, bro. What is FedEx? Nah, no way. Run to him? Nah, dead ass, bro. Hold on. Please make a U-turn, bro. I'm gonna be looking while I explain the MSS model. I'm gonna be looking at him, bro. Okay. Anyways, okay. So how do you find an MSS model in a real chart? Let me show you guys. Right. So let's use today's thing for example, and I'm gonna be quizzing you guys here. Right. Okay. Coming to market open. What is the trend here? Right. And why is it a trend? All right, guys. What is the trend here? Wait. Before you guys, hold on. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Okay, I just need to make sure. Okay. So coming to market open today, guys. What is a trend and why is it a trend? Explain as much as you can. I'm gonna quiz you guys like this is a mentorship class, all right, guys? How I do with my mentorship people. What is the trend? The coming to market open, exactly what you're seeing on the chart. Why is it that trend? Given confirmations, drawn liquidity, momentum. Why? All right, guys. Why? I'm gonna wait for you guys to go ahead and answer that. Wow, I looked for the FedEx truck, and I think he drove away. Let me check on my package real quick, guys. Let me see if it's even in Miami. One sec, guys. But yeah, guys. Once again, if you guys are paying attention, let me know. All right, guys. What is the trend in this case, or at least for the people that were asking the question? What is the trend in this case? Why is it that trend? And that's it. All right, guys. Hold on. Let me check my package real quick. Please be here. Dude, no way, bro. I don't. Yeah, no, my thing hasn't been updated then. Dude, it says it's still in California. It says it's been in California since the 3rd of January. But it says that it arrives today at 8 in the morning through 8 p.m. at night. So I don't know if it gets here today or not, bro. Because they haven't updated the shipping. Hold on, guys, one sec. It says here from California, we have your package on the way on the 3rd at 2 a.m. It never says out for delivery. Huh, okay. I really hope that's not the case. Anyways, all right, let's see what we got here. Okay, exactly. Okay, so now you guys are answering the question here. Okay, so let's see here. So Aiden, the Asian, quite an interesting name here, said lower lows, lower highs, or higher high. No. You said it the first time. Lower lows and lower highs, right? That's one thing. The second thing, confirmations. Our trend is bearish, and so as well as our bias, because yeah, like how Adrian said, and how I can't say your name, bro. ZYXLONN. I can't say your name. I don't know what to call you, bro. But yeah, a lot of you guys are saying, yeah, we're in a downtrend here. And that's right. Yeah, we're constantly breaking new lows. I mean, we have our main candle here. Next candle, we broke the low. Next candle, we broke the low. I said ho? Oh, my fault, guys. Low. No. You know what I mean? It happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, we're constantly breaking new lows. We keep trying to pull back. You know, we have a pullback here, straight red, pull back here, straight red into even lower, pull back here, straight red into even lower. Right? Now, what else do we have here to confirm a bearish bias or a bearish trend? Well, guys, we're constantly taking out a low, the London low, Asia low, external low, and then even more lows here, right? Hold on. Even more lows here, right? So how do you find an MSS model? Well, for the person now, or for the people that were asking me how to find an MSS model, it all comes down to this. First step, identify your level of liquidity or your levels of liquidities, right? If that's even a word. Pretty much what I mean is your levels of liquidity, right? It could be more than 1, more than 2, more than 3, more than 10, right? Mark them out. Wait for price to form a trend. Whenever, okay, in our strategy, the way that the concept works, Z-Ilon, yeah, but I'm not saying that, bro. But yeah, the way that our strategy works, guys, is we look at these levels of liquidity. We look at these highs and lows as objectives in the market, right? These objectives, right? Think about it as like a mission, right? If buyers are in control, their objective is upside liquidity, right? Now, once buyers or sellers hit their objective, which is at the drawn liquidity, right? Depending on the reaction that we get, this will tell us if we're going to form an MSS model, right? Now, how exactly? Wait, no FedEx package, bro. Anyways, how exactly are we able to find the MSS model? Well, guys, if let's say for example, buyers, the whole reason why they made the market go up, or in this case, the whole reason why sellers made the markets go down is to hit the objective at the London low, at the Asia low, at the external low, and at the external low yet again here, right? Now that all of the sellers hit pretty much all of their objectives, think about sellers being like, okay, guys, you know, mission's over. We hit all the objectives. We don't care about the market anymore. Give it over to the buyers, right? Now, this is where buyers start gaining control in this case. Now, how do you find the MSS model? Look how easy it is. What is the market pattern in this case? Main high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Main low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. Right, so the market is constantly creating lower highs and lower lows, right? Which equals a bearish trend, right? Now that, once again, now that sellers hit their objective, they're like, guys, we hit all of our objectives. Mission's done. We're done, right? We don't care anymore. We're done. Hand it over to the buyers. Buyers like, okay, we'll take up on your offer and we'll go into our objectives, right? Our mission is to the upside. Okay, well, how exactly do we identify this? Well, guys, we go from lower lows, lower highs into now creating higher highs and higher lows by breaking past the previous candle high, past the previous candle high, and past the previous candle high, and yet again. So literally all an MSS model is the trend flipping from bearish to bullish or from bullish to bearish with the given confirmations from a drawn liquidity sweep. All right, guys. So that's exactly how you find an MSS model. It's as simple as mixing two confirmations in one. Identify the drawn liquidity sweep, find the trend. Once we hit the objective, wait for a reaction. If you get the given reaction and we start breaking past previous candle highs or lows, right, that means that the MSS model is being confirmed, right? We're going from a bearish trend on the smaller time frame into now a bullish trend on the smaller time frame. All right, guys, and that's exactly how you find an MSS model. Now you mix that with volume, fair value gaps, drawn liquidity, reaction, momentum, and you get yourself a 10 out of 10 trade into your price targets as price goes into your direction. All right, guys. So this is exactly how I identified the MSS model. All right, guys. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I know I get it. I don't know. Every time you guys ask me a question about the chart, I always get super into detail, and I always give out like these weird examples. First it was giants, now missions. You get the point, right? Hopefully that it just makes trading a little bit more fun. You know what I mean? It allows you to just use your imagination a lot more to at least understand what's happening in like a more simple concept. Because obviously, if you're talking about candles here, you might be like, dude, like, what do you mean fighting? What do you mean any of this? You know what I mean? But if I use like giants or whatever, it'll make more sense. You know what I mean? Like, it gives you more of a visual representation as to what's happening, and it makes it more fun, you know, in terms of charts, right? Because if we're talking charts, that's boring, right? But yeah, I mean, hey, thank you, man. Thank you. But yeah, anyways, let's get back into the charts here. This is what's going on. Someone said that we're about to dump, but not much is really happening here, to be honest. It's just super helpful. I mean, it's like I said, it's how I would love to understand it. If I was learning, so it's how I do it. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see what we got here. Let me catch up with the chat here. Oh, let me drink some water, guys, because I have not stopped talking. Hold on. Okay, my bad, guys. All right, what computer do you trade on? I trade on a Windows computer, if that's what you're asking, unless you're asking for my specs. I think I have a 4060 Ti. I think I don't know. I don't know about anything about this computer. Oh wait, okay. I have I think the CPU is called 7800 X3D. I think, and the GPU is a on this one it's a 4060 Ti Super. I think. Yeah, it's a 4060 Ti Super. I think that's what it's called. Oh, let me take off my jacket. Dude, I'm sweating, bro. Talking a lot actually gets you like fucking. It feels like burning calories or something, bro. All right, let me see. Do we want the volume to increase towards the sweep? Yes. That's your best given confirmation because it just shows you that buyers, they're like, hey, we'll take it from here. You know what I mean? Because look, let's say for example, we take out a drawn liquidity and we sweep it, but very slow. This kind of just shows a little bit of an unsureness in the market, and it doesn't tell you what you want to see, right? I mean, shit. Every trade that we take, the one thing we want to see is make sure that our direction has the most control in the whole market. I mean, so if we're taking longs, you better believe that we want to make sure that we see the most amount of buying possible. So the more momentum, the more aggression, the more increase in volume that you see after a DOL sweep, the better your trade will be. For example, yesterday's trade on ES, we took longs off an inverse, off no volume, right? I get it. The trade might look good, but it looks very, very unsure. And if a trade is unsure, this means that it makes you more vulnerable to more fake outs. And that's exactly what happened with yesterday's trade. I mean, let's check it out once again. Check it out. Yesterday's trade, what do we have? We took ES longs, right? Off a bullish bias, very weak, but we got it, right? Very unsureness, very unsure, unsure volume. We got the inverse off barely nothing. I mean, look at the size of this candle. It's like the size of my pinky, you know what I mean? And we get stopped out because of unsureness, fake outs. You know, we're more the lower the volume, the more vulnerable you are to fake outs, right? And that's exactly what happened. We saw green on the trade for some time. We pull back. I'm like, okay, guys, it's fine. It's whatever. It's a pullback. Red. And then guess what? Next candle, after we get stopped out, straight to our price target, right? So in order to avoid these gambling type of trades, well, not really gambling, more of educated guessing type of trades, you need to make sure that there's always an increase in volume in your direction. So let's say, for example, we have strong selling to the downside. We take out John liquidity and you see a sudden shift in buying, buyers stepping in like crazy. You best believe that setup is going to be very, very good because you know that buyers are in control and they want higher. They are aggressive into higher. So think about buyers telling you, hey, do you want to come with us or we're going to leave you here? You know what I mean? So you got to be like, let's go together. Let me get into longs with all the buyers stepping in, right? But if it's kind of like you're taking a setup here, it's kind of like buyers are kind of like, oh, like, I don't know, whatever. I don't know if we're going to go up. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're going to be very, very unsure of the trade, right? And then obviously, if you're unsure, it just means that the trade in general is not going to be good. And that's a mistake that we made yesterday. And by we, I mean me. You know what I mean? I'm the one that put out the trade in the first place. But yeah, you get the point. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyways, let me kind of put the chart back up on the screen. Does the market right now count as an MSS model, or does it not because it hasn't swept anything yet. Well, yes, actually, we have an MSS model. Let me show you. Right? Okay, so right now, I'm gonna turn off the indicator for a split second. Right? Right now, we're working off a deal will sweep off the most recent drawn liquidity. Right? And where would that be at? Well, look at it down here at 571 over here. Right? Right? Off this level of liquidity down here. Right? Now, at first, before we took out this level of liquidity, we had the main high, lower 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 high. And obviously lower, 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 you get the point, right? So obviously in this case, obviously it's not the cleanest trend, but we get the point, right? The market is very, very bearish. In this case, we're dumping down, right? With constant lows and lower highs and lower lows, right? Now, once we took out the objective at 25,571, you notice that we created a main low, main high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. We pull back down, main low, higher low, main low, higher low, higher low. So in this case, the market is in a bullish trend. Remember, not all trends will be super clean. You need to understand that part, right? But as long as there's a trend and you see the market consistently, and I think the word is stably. I don't know if that's a word or not, but stably, you get the point, right? It's just consistently going up. That is a bullish trend. All right, guys. So in this case, our bias is bullish. Why? 571. Do we have an MSS? Yes. Why? We dumped down main high, lower high, lower high, lower high into, we took out the lows. Now, main high, higher high, higher high, higher high, right? And also higher lows too. We have the main low, higher low, right? So look at this, guys. If you put a trend line, you will see that from here, wait, let me kind of like measure it out. From here to here, look at the low, right? Although the low got close, this low is higher than this one, which confirms a bullish trend because sellers keep trying to step in, but buyers are not letting them break any previous candle lows. Buyers want to keep stepping in, which is why we're getting a buying candle right here, right, guys? Because buyers are still in control, not the cleanest, steadily. That one, my bad, guys. But yeah, you guys get the point, right? So we have the main low here, right? We have a higher low here from the previous low here, and now we have another higher low here from the previous low. So although the trend doesn't look super, super clean, yes, on paper, it is bullish. And by the way, we still have a bullish bias. So you mix 2 and 2 together and you look for a trade in that direction, and boom, you have yourself a winning setup, or a high probability setup, not a winning setup, a high probability setup, right? So you mix, pretty much what this tells you is you have an understanding of where the market wants to go. In this case, we know that it wants to go up. So you mix these confirmations with volume and a setup, and you get yourself a nice entry. So in this case, how would you go about it? Okay, well, in this case, we understand that the market is bullish. Why? Obviously, the MSS model, the DOL sweep, and we're holding above it, creating constant new highs and new lows, right? So how do you go about it? Okay, well, now that we know exactly where the market wants to go to, which is to the objective at the London high up here at 818, we can start looking for our setup. How do we find our setup? We'll just look for the nearby imbalance. The nearby imbalance on the 5-minute time frame is all the way up here on this bearish rally gap, right over here. Boom, you have yourself a complete chart. You have all your given confirmations, or most of them. You're missing the volume right here. The volume is not really so good, but you get the point, right? You have all of the given confirmations. You have a bullish bias, you have a bullish trend, you have buyers stepping in. You know, let's just imagine we have buyers stepping in, we have buyers aggressive, right? Which shows us that they have enough gas in the tank to continue going on their run, right? Once you notice that the volume looks aggressive and in control and has momentum for higher, you wait for your entry to be here, right, which would be off this inverse, and you just simply take longs off this here into your price target. And just like that, you have a 1 to 1.25 point risk reward. Boom, just like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully that made sense to you, bro. Let me see. CTD said, thanks for the stream, David. I'll be back tomorrow. Hey, bro, much love, my man. Hopefully you're green on the day alongside me with the 2 trades that we caught. Or found, I guess you could say. Anyways, someone said here, David, I lost 10 of my PA accounts, and tomorrow I'm going to pass the evals. But my question is for you is that if I'm trying to pass them with NFP in one move, should I put in the same buys and sells with their take profits, or should I just wait for a big momentum? Well, let me tell you guys a little strategy here. I don't suggest it, because it's a gambling type of move. But let me put you guys onto something. All right? Okay. So, how many of you type of 1 in the chat if you guys have ever traded CPI? You just type of 1, just once. I get the point. I get it. Just once. Right? Okay. A lot of you guys in here have traded CPI. All right. Now, I'm sure you guys have watched CPI. typically when CPI happens, it's a straight move up, like no hesitation, just straight up, right? So if you wait for a big momentum push, the problem is the momentum push already happened in 1 second, not even a second, a millisecond. It just you look at the chart 1 second, you blink once, and it's all time highs, right? That's how CPI moves. That's how NFP moves, and that's how FOMC moves, right? So how can you possibly capitalize off this to make enough money to pass your accounts in one move by not missing the big push by the second that you blink, right? Well, let me put you guys onto something. The way that I'm not gonna lie to you guys, with some of these Apex accounts, it's how I pass them. I still have them to this day, right? So how do you go about it? Okay, what you're gonna do is get familiar with the way that NFP moves in general, right? We all know with CPI, typically we see about a 200-point move on average, right? But with an NFP move, it's typically about a 100-point, 150-point move on average. If it's very good, maybe 200 points on a good day, but typically 150, 130 around there, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna set limit orders. All right, guys, you're gonna set limit orders, 30 points above and 30 points below. All right, or maybe 40 points above and 40 points below, maybe 50. I mean, if you want to be extra safe, right? 30 to 50 points above and below where price is sitting at a minute before news happens. All right, guys, what's gonna happen is you're gonna notice news comes out, price goes crazy, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then it goes up all the way, or maybe down all the way, right? So what you're pretty much doing is by setting a limit order far away from where price is currently sitting at, is going to help you avoid the entire fake out thing that it does every time that a high impact news happens. And then once the direction is chosen, it will pump up, and once it pumps up enough, is gonna fill your limit order. And as it keeps going up, you're gonna make money and pass your accounts. That's how I do it. All right, guys. So once again, all you're gonna do is typically for CPI, the way I go about it is, since I know that CPI is typically most of the time going to be a very big move, about a 200-point move on average, set limit orders 50 points above and 50 points below. When CPI comes out, you're going to notice a big candle up, down, up, down, up, down. Hopefully it's not enough to fill your order, but once the actual direction is chosen, remember, this is not a 100% win rate, but it's a strategic way to go about news. In general, news is just a gamble in general, so keep that in mind, but this is a way to go about it, you know what I mean? So pretty much the way you do it is you set limit orders, and once the actual move happens, once news comes out, it will pump up. And because realistically in the markets, the reaction time that you need is the type of reaction time that an F1 driver has to get the best fill, and you still won't even get the best fill. So why stress doing that when you could just set a limit order and have the market automatically do it for you? And by the time your limit order set, you're probably already going to be passing your account. Like by the time you even process that you got filled, you're up already $2,000. All right, guys. I heard setting limit orders. No, it will not get you banned, especially on evals, bro. Apex does not look at evals whatsoever. You're good, bro. You're good. Maybe on your on the firm that you're using, maybe Top Step. I don't know if they allow it. I don't know. But on Apex, I know for a fact that they do not give a shit. You know what I mean? But yeah. Last time you were in trade today, I just didn't do alerts, bro. I just did commentary. And I just took the trade. 8:30 a.m. Yes, NFP is coming out tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Unfortunately, I don't trade NFP as often as I trade CPI or watch CPI, so I don't know if you should be using a 30-point limit order from price or maybe 50. Because I feel like if you use 50, if the move isn't as big as what we're expecting, you're probably not going to make as much money. You'll still probably make money, but maybe not as much. So we can hedge evals? Yes, of course. Yes, you can. Doesn't Apex hand 1,500 daily profit limits? No, that's Top Step. That's top. Apex doesn't have. You could pass your Apex accounts in one day. They don't care. But Top Step, they for some reason have a $1,500 limit. CPI is better, yeah, but we're not gonna have CPI for like the next week or two. Dumb question, bro. No question is dumb, bro. You're good. Oh no, it's per account, Vince. It's per account. Next week, CPI and PPI. Oh, okay. So next week, hopefully, is a good day. Hopefully next week is a good week. I don't want to give you guys false hope and say, oh my god, next week is looking crazy. Let's go crazy, right? And then look what happened this week. I mean, so I'm not even gonna bother hyping next week up. Whatever happens. If we make money, we make money. You know what I mean? We gotta go with that mindset for now. How much on the so currently on the accounts that I'm trading on, I have $66,267 on that account and 46 cents of equity. So what, the 16K buffer, and then on my other accounts I have 70, which I don't really touch. So yeah, 66K on the 50K. Remember, I'm requesting payouts every so often. So 2K gets just subtracted every single time. Also, going to request my biggest payout today after today's win. Thank you, David. Hey, bro, guys, by the way, I never said this, but if you guys took today's trade and you guys are green, if you guys want, go post your profits over in the profit channel, or if you're requesting a payout like Vince, post your payout over in the payout channel. All right, guys. What would be the reason for not scalping using your strat on a smaller time frame, like the 15-second or the 1-minute time frame? Because you're on the 15-second time frame, and very rarely on the 1-minute time frame do you get very big imbalances. So the strategies won't probably work as consistently. You could try it. I've never really tried it off the 15-second, but you could try it. I just don't think it'll be good because it doesn't make sense. It's kind of very hard to get an imbalance on the 15-second time frame. It just won't happen. You need time. Imbalances take time. 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour maybe. Let me see. David, are you on live accounts? No, I used to trade live accounts, but it was too stressful and I wasn't really making as much money as I was on Apex, so I just fully focused on Apex. Because remember, the copy trading feature is a cheat code. Let me see. Blast, why would someone trade minis instead of micros? Because of the fees. When you're trading micros, the more micros you trade, the more fees you're paying behind the. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, it's like what, like $20, $30 in fees. If that bothers you, then do minis. But you're paying the price because with minis you can't scale. But with micros you can scale, but you're paying more of a fee behind the thing. Why'd you switch? Wait. Let me catch up with everything in order. Hold on, because I'm just picking and choosing what I want to read here. Okay, I feel like I'm pretty caught up. Okay, how are you able to make your profit and not be forced to go to live? Does Apex give you a choice? Apex doesn't do live. Very rarely. Like, yeah, sometimes you get an email saying, hey, we're watching you. We want to see if you want to go live. They will never move you to live. Apex does not do live. Very rarely. I have gotten an email to try to go live, but I never heard anything else. And I'm sure a lot of you guys also got the email saying, hey, we're going to temporarily disable the fact that you can buy evals. And we're going to look to move you to live, and you just never hear back from them. They do it like every 3 months. So honestly, when you get the email, just kind of ignore it. Like, man, this doesn't really do much. Why'd you switch from options to futures? Okay, so for those that don't know, if you guys don't know my history, I got introduced to trading through options. I actually started trading options for 2 years. And I love options. It's a super fun thing to trade, and I love them. I mean, I was able to buy one of my dream cars. And no, it's not a Lambo. It's not any of that stuff. It was a BMW 328i. I know it's not anything crazy, but hey, for someone in high school that's 17 years old, that's a pretty sick car. You know what I mean? So I was able to buy my own dream car, which is a BMW, with options money. But the problem is, yeah, options gives you money. Like if you do it right, you can make money. But the problem is, if you want to make a living, options has too much restrictions against you. You have, for the most part, you have theta. So not only do you have to get the chart right, like you have to mark everything out on the chart correctly and get the right read, but you need to time the market perfectly, which is the worst part. Because let's say, for example, right, you read that you want to go into calls, which means that the market is going to go up and you make money from the markets going up, right? But the problem is the setup is perfect, but it takes a little bit of time to play out, maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. The problem is the Greeks will fry those contracts. So even if the trade goes in your favor, as you're holding those contracts, there's a good chance where you might not even make money. And in fact, you might even lose money, even though the trade went up into your price targets. And that's because of theta. For those that don't know what theta is, it's a time decay Greek. Pretty much what it means is that the closer that the option contracts gets closer into its expiration date, it will start losing value. No matter what, even if the chart goes up, it will lose value. So I get it. You know, I grew up, trading options. I started my trading career trading options, and it bought me the sickest car ever. Like, I love that car, but I regret selling it. It's an amazing car. But if I want to make a living, for example, pay for my rent, you guys don't have my own place now, right? I feel like trading options wouldn't make it possible. It's not consistent. It's not consistent. Yeah, you can make money with it, but not consistently. You're better off trading futures, and you should be good. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of why I stopped trading options. So you don't really get banned from evals? No, they look, if you go to Apex, it will say evals are temporarily disabled as the review process is going on. All they're doing, it happens every 3 months, bro. They I don't know why they do it, bro. It's like, I don't know why they do it. It really makes no sense. But yeah, it's a temporary thing. Give it like a few weeks, and then you should be back to normal. That's RP has a millionaire options trader, money motive, bro. Let's see. He's at 62K though, so I don't know. Well, obviously, consistency and don't oversize. You know what I mean? A 3 losing streak shouldn't be enough to blow your accounts. You know what I mean? Maybe 4 or 5, then that makes more sense. But 3, it means that you're sizing too heavy, in my opinion. Bro, David, someone more stopping me. Bro, we're on the same boat, bro. I mean, dude, let me show you. Look at my pings right now, bro. Keep in mind, I marked them as red like 30 minutes ago, like an hour ago. I already have 20 pings. But hey, I mean, work is work. You know what I mean? He's just working at the end of the day. We can't blame him. How many losses do you like to have before an account failure or a blown account? About 4 to 5. 4 to 5 is pretty good. Have you ever used platforms that give daily payouts? The closest I've got to daily payouts is TopStep with the weekly payouts. I got like 3 or 4 during the payout challenge, and then I just stopped trading TopStep. I actually blew those accounts. I'm gonna you guys. I full ported them. I'm like, you know what, bro? They don't really have that much buffer. I don't really want to focus on them anymore. I'm gonna use my Apex accounts. Let me just full port them and hope for the best. Dude, those accounts didn't last more than 3 seconds. So yeah, that's kind of done. You know. How many accounts did you blow? Oof, hundreds. I think about 160 that I've blown. But remember, I trade a multiple of 10 to 20. So if I blow 1, I blow 20. So it adds up. Then when was the last time you blew a PA? Not recently. I don't actually know the exact date. I do know that I blew one in my PR trip, which was back in May, which is my top account. I full ported them. Oh, Chucks. So you blow a set of 10 or 20. Yeah, depends on how much I'm trading. A few times. Yeah, I mean, dude, I promise you, bro. Even the most well, I'm not calling myself perfect, but like the biggest traders out there, like Desi or Lanto, they all blow accounts too. I mean, it's a pretty normal thing. You know what I mean? Just because you're good at trade doesn't mean you can't blow an account. In fact, multiple. You know what I mean? I don't want you guys to be looking at me like, oh my god, David never blows accounts. No, I blow accounts. Trust me. I blow accounts. Is Apex likely to offer another promotion soon, do you think? Yeah, they do them pretty often. My first ever payout, PA, I got a payout. I'm happy as boom. Good shit, bro. Good shit. Not many people see their first payout off their first PA. It typically takes a few times. Okay, I don't even feel bad anymore. I haven't blown one yet because of my really small sizing. Then you're good, bro. You're good. You're good. As long as you're consistently sizing, bro, then you're good. Obviously, it might take a little bit of time. But at the end of the day, bro, if you're copy trading, bro, even if you're making $100 a day, you're making $1,000 typically, or maybe $2,000 if you're copy trading 20 accounts. So you got to look at it like on the bigger picture. You know what I mean? David, what was your biggest payout? I've always done 20Ks. I've never requested any more than a 20K payout. But yeah, guys, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I am getting my lungs, bro. I'm getting tired from talking, guys. So I might end the stream soon, especially with the market not really doing much. It's already 11:40. What the world? But yeah, I might get off soon as well, guys. Plus, a lot of you guys already got off as well. So, why didn't you keep your top accounts? I mean, I feel like I was just never gonna use them. And I'm like, you know what, bro? The market is moving a lot. Yeah, why not try full porting? Maybe I get lucky and I make a lot and maybe request another payout. But no, I didn't. Like I said, bro, I was gonna focus on my Apex accounts either way. So I promise you, bro, I blew those top accounts and I never looked back. I never looked at top ever again. My little amount with PS is big. 3 PS, dude. 3 PS is good, bro. You live again. You took 2 seconds. I got you, bro. I'll check it literally after the stream. What's keeping you from doing one of those daily? Honestly, I don't know. I almost considered buying a Tradeify account. I think it was. Yeah, Tradeify. I almost bought a Tradeify account, but I'm like, you know what, bro? I don't even care that much, bro. Is Stopper still having those issues? I don't think so. I don't think so. But yeah, new name. Maybe soon. I at least try Tradeify. I do want to try them out. I've heard very good things about them. What are your opinions on Fund the Next? I've heard very controversial things about them on Twitter. So I'll probably avoid. At least for me, I would avoid. Will it be live stream tomorrow? Dude, honestly, bro, I don't know, bro. Dude, it's been a week, bro. It has been a week. So I don't know, bro. I really don't know. Like a big part of me is saying, dude, just take the day off, take the mental, reset your mental, be better for next week. But a part of me also doesn't want to leave you guys off with no content either. You know what I mean? At least if it's even commentary trades, David, I need 10K in payouts. Bro, we can do that, bro. We can get more, bro, for sure. Your support is crucial. I mean, bro. But yeah. I got you, bro. You guys already know. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off, Brand. I am exhausted. I feel like the markets aren't gonna give us much either way. Plus, our nearest setup is all the way up here, like 100 points away, more than 100 points away. So yeah, we have a very long time to wait for the next setup. All right, guys. So I think I'm gonna call it here, guys. It was very nice time talking to you guys, kind of catching up, being a little bit more realistic with you guys with education and everything, not just alerts and all that good stuff. So I definitely feel more refreshed. The 1,000 pounds finally got lifted off my shoulder. I'm finally back green on the week. Some way, somehow, we made it work. But yeah, I think for myself, I'm definitely done for the week. I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know if I go live tomorrow. But you guys have to understand, bro. It's been rough lately. I'm a new. Hey, bro. First of all, welcome, bro. And if you're new, bro, and you want to learn, bro, ask me any questions or ask us any questions in the future chat. Obviously, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You kind of joined at the wrong time, bro. I know we've been on a crazy winning streak, but this week has been a little bit rough. So bear with us for a little bit, all right? We'll make it back, but I need to find my consistency again, all right? Hopefully today's the start of something new. You know what I mean? But yeah, but if you have any questions or you want to learn, you want to know how to learn something new or whatever, ask us in the future chat, bro. I have a million channels filled with education all over my strategy, bro. So just let me know whether you're new, on average, advanced on the strategy, and you want to learn hard stuff or new stuff, for beginner stuff. Let me know. I have it all simplified, in detailed, advanced explanations. I have everything, bro. You just let me know. All right, guys. Did you make your loss back? I did, bro, and a little bit more. So I think I'm done. I don't want to think about our chart anymore. But yeah, guys. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off, and I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know if I'm gonna go live yet. I don't know. So I know I see you spamming, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I'm human too. You know what I mean? My mental is all over the place right now. But yeah, guys, other than that, man, I'm going to go ahead and get off, and I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. I'll let you guys know tonight if I'll go live. I probably will. I always tell you guys I'm not going to go live, and I always go live. So I probably will. All right, guys. But yeah, trust me. Yeah, I'm going to be on tomorrow, most likely. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, most likely. All right, guys, take it easy. Hopefully you guys are good on the day. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys. Peace out, guys. Peace.